Appears to be the interchange specialist.
And he does good when he comes on the ground, Gerard.
And already the Adelaide runner is out. Ball is bounced. The Crows and the Lions from Princes Park. Vital game for both teams. Lion tries to burst his way through. Flips the handball over the top of the pack. Not really to the advantage of a teammate, and plenty of weight being used in the pack there. And finally, it's kicked out by Maynard up towards centre field. And the mark is taken.
There's an Adelaide player, Mark Bickley, down behind play. There was a lot of aggression shown just after that ball was bounced to start the game.
In fact, I thought that Ross Lyon's indiscriminate slinging of the arm could well have been penalised. Very dangerous in a close-packed situation, but it appears that both sides are hell-bent on establishing a physical presence in this game.
Liptak, who kicked the last goal of the game last week here at this same ground, kicks the ball to within 10 metres of the goals. And the umpires will be very quick to try to get on top of this. He seems to be up and okay, Bickley.
Gerard, do you get any impression that Fitzroy believe that Adelaide might be a bit suspect based on the start?
Well, I think it may be a little bit early, Robbo, because I think Adelaide are giving as good as they've got. But I have noticed at the start of the season the physical pressure applied is just getting more and more each year as we develop in the AFL.
McCormack to wind, and the umpire's found a free kick now. It's going to Fitzroy. And it'll be taken down there by Caven, number 22. Caven's kick up towards centre wing.
The ball is on the defensive side of the wing. Jarman, McDermott, they combine. Bickley recovered. Well done, Mark Bickley. Kick towards half forward. Fitzroy mark nearly taken by Ruse. He flips it out the back. McCormack took his eyes off it. Now the hand pass is good. Gale, half back, kicks it towards the wing position. No mark taken. Bickley goes down again from a high tackle.
Yes, he has copped a little bit of physical punishment early in the game. Here we've seen flick it out, and Jarman's back in business.
Jarman, ducking and weaving. Wren, well done. McGuinness, Bickley gets through, but he's hard up against the boundary line. Left foot kick by that player to half forward, punched away from behind by Abbott. Chance now for Marshall. He leaves it for McGuinness. Still, there's lots and lots of good hard tackling. McCormack nearly taken down, but gets his kick away to centre half forward. Osborne, it's punched away by Hart. Now a chance for Lee for the Crows. Gets the ball to Maynard. Maynard's kick towards half forward is good. That should be a mark. It's been paid. And it looks like Modra, the youngster, who we've only seen play a couple of Foster's Cup matches, but certainly has impressed me.
Yeah, 6 goals against Footscray in his debut. An excellent start.
Modra to the full forward area. Nearly a mark back there. And it's taken over. Nearly, is it? No, it's still in play. Fitzroy kick it out, Brown marks and will kick a goal. Simple stuff for Brown. So David Brown kicks the first goal of the game and the Adelaide Crows lead by that score.
Yes, well, it was an easy goal in the final analysis for Brown, a player that looks a little bit like Craig Bradley, and in fact he took over the 21 jumper from Bradley at Port Adelaide when he went to Carlton. Here we see on the replay a left foot kick, a little bit fortunate in getting the kick.
Back into the centre. Brown getting the first goal. McCormack trying to barge his way through. And the umpire has decided it will be a bounce just wide of the centre circle.
Well, Brendan McCormack was best on the ground in the Crows and Fitzroy night game. I'm sure he's one player that Graham Corns will be concerned with today.
Line was up high. The ball socket out of the pack. Up towards the edge of the square. No clean possessions there. Finally, it's McGuinness, who made his presence felt at this ground 7 days ago. Played an excellent game, and that's a good mark to Hodges. Could have almost been paid that one in the goal square a short time back. Didn't deliver the ball well. McCormack playing a good game. Ruse in the last line of defence for Fitzroy. Goes defensively towards the outer side, and Marcus Seacamp, he gets clear of Bone, tries to give it back to Gale, succeeds finally in doing that. Gale with pace and skill. Well shepherded. Marshall applies a tackle. No, he doesn't. Jarman can't catch him either. Neither can Brown. Dundas gives out the hand pass quickly and taken away by Seacamp again up towards half forward, but the Crows are going to get out of it. Delivered well by Liptak up towards Maynard. Maynard at midfield. Crows defence working well. No one can take a clean possession at half forward. Abbott's in there looking for a holding the ball decision. Liptak was trying to get clear, and the umpire will bounce it 50 metres from the Robert Heatley stand goal, and that's the end to which Adelaide is kicking this quarter as John Blakey hands the ball back to the umpire.
bounces the ball about 60 metres from the Adelaide goal. Opportunity for Blakey. He's forced to kick quickly. The kick didn't go too kindly through the air. The bounce is awkward. It's finished up going about 65 metres. McDermott there. Coolly. Oh, Wiedemann dropped the sitter. That could be nearly a free kick to Wiedemann, though. He's lucky there. Dropped the mark, but went after it again with determination, and he's awarded the free kick at half-back. Kicks the ball nicely, wide of centre-half forward. Marking contest, no one can take the ball. And now that tackle a little too high against Anthony Ingerson. It's away. Roos, Broderick. Broderick's kicked the full forward. He's given Osborne some space. Onto the right foot. Osborne's kick, he doesn't hook it anywhere near as much as he would have liked. And it's out of bounds on the full in the right forward pocket for Fitzroy. Adelaide lead 1 goal. Fitzroy yet to score. The goal coming from David Brown. A very neat left foot kick. The kick in. It was done by Patterson. In towards half-back. The mark is taken there for Fitzroy by Abbott.
Former Hawthorn player who kicked 6 goals in a grand final. Going to be a Crows ball through Ben Hart. I was very impressed by his display last week. Obviously a very, very good prospect. Marshall doing battle. Plenty of Fitzroy players at the fall of the ball. Maynard's attempted block, not successful. It comes out to McCormack again, who's been busy early in the first quarter. Loose ball at midfield. It's going to be taken away by the Lions. And speaking of Lyon, it's Ross Lyon on the end of the hand pass. A beautifully delivered pass to Osborne, maybe too far out to score.
Well, Richard Osborne just getting away there from the young, inexperienced Ben Hart. Hart given a big job on Jakovic last week, kept him to 5 goals, and he's a player with immense talent, but will be a big task today.
Richard Osborne, 55 metres out. And won't get the distance with the kick. Wiedemann. Maynard. Onto McGuinness, who's well shepherded. Came into the match last week with a bit of an injury cloud, but he played particularly well, Tony McGuinness. And he always delivers the ball well too. He'll get it back again. The hand pass coming from Ingerson. Back up towards half forward. Modra got well underneath the ball. Chance for Jarman. Snapshot for goal. Bounces and bounces through. So Andrew Jarman getting the Crows second, and they lead by 2 goals. Fitzroy yet to score.
Yes, well, that goal resulted from a Tony McGuinness run down the outside wing. I was astonished to find that Melbourne didn't tag McGuinness last week, although this week we see that he is being manned up by Jimmy Wind, who was shepherded out from the contest in the back pocket.
So play recommences. Abbott doing the ruck work. Goes straight through. Lyon. Broderick. We've got something moving now. Gale. 55 metres from goal. Nice looking kick. Touched right on the line by his teammate, Richard Osborne. Even though it may have been going to the right-hand side of that goalpost. And through for Fitzroy's first score. They're 1 behind. Kicking. Taken by Liptak. Back it goes to Lee. Lee who loves to run. Creative back pocket player. Scott Lee. Long kick in towards the centre. No mark taken. Punched back towards the wing. Good play by Caven. Gets it away now to Baldwin. Baldwin's kick into the forward line. And the mark has been taken very, very well in that forward pocket for Fitzroy by Exel, who, only 3 or 4 weeks ago, Gerard, transferred from Geelong after being axed from their list.
Yes, it is his first game for Fitzroy. He was the second selection in the March draft and played 111 games for Geelong.
And that's why he was selected, to kick goals.
Exel gets his first goal for his new club, but at this ground against Hawthorn when he was playing for Geelong, I think from memory, Robbo, he kicked 7 goals in a very high-scoring affair here some 3 or 4 years back.
It was a fantastic game of football, and I think Geelong, if ever they were going to beat Hawthorn, they should have beat them that day, right, Peter. But getting back to this match, Fitzroy now 1-1, Adelaide 2 goals straight. Abbott. Wren gets it down. Liptak could have nearly kicked it with the left foot. Scrubbed it along the ground with the right, and Roos kicks it short out wide of the wing. Chance now for Wheeldon. Tackled by Wiedemann. Ball goes over. Boundary throw in. Right half forward for Fitzroy. It'd be 2 kicks from their goal. Brilliant conditions here at Princes Park in Melbourne here today, and no excuses for good football.
Abbott and Wren. Brown went without the ball. Chance for Jarman, who kicked their second goal. Lee. Up to centre half forward. Hodges takes his second mark for the afternoon. Distance may test him. A good 55 metres out. Same distance as Richard Osborne was at the other end. He didn't get the distance. Seacamp comes away with the football. Transfers played to the member stand side here at Carlton. Roos runs straight at the ball and comes out with it. Hodges' tackle is late and subsequently ineffective. They might be able to get something moving now, Fitzroy, because Baldwin has the ball on left centre wing, spears the pass into half forward. Ross Lyon takes it. Supporters will look for 50 metres. Gerard?
Well, I thought that was reasonable fair play from the Crows player there, and I don't think it was awarded.
Good safe mark in defence, taken by
Half volley, wasn't it? Lyon's mark? That's what I thought.
This is Hart. Out to Lee, a very creative defender. Robbo mentioned, likes to run with the football. Riedemann gives away the hand pass, and that's effective. Tregenza kicks to centre wing. Now it's Maynard's turn. It's around Paxman with a centering kick. Almost a mark. The umpire says play on, and Lynch will do just that. Had a bandage on his knee last week and looked a little proppy. That run was okay. This is Jimmy Wine. Kicks in towards full forward. Osborne got 2 hands on it. Good spoil by Patterson. Lee under pressure. Lyon tries to barge his way through. McGuinness will go for the boundary line. Didn't have too many other options, but Wine may get there first. And he does. Doesn't keep the ball in play, and it's out of bounds. Boundary throw in 55 metres from Fitzroy's goal.
Well, Jimmy Wine just hurting the Crows there. A tagger of McGuinness and picking up a couple of kicks in defence. And Tony McGuinness will have to concentrate a little bit on his defence.
Boundary throw in the right forward pocket. Little kick off the ground by Broderick. Could have nearly been deemed in danger. A real struggle for possession. Wine still underneath there. Baldwin. Now Brown. Brown gets the handball. Oh, McDermott goes down. Tough tackle. Wiedemann nearly caught. Kick was a scrubber. In towards centre half forward. Sets it up for Fitzroy. Ruse to no one in particular. Brown will chop it off. No. It goes past him. Lee. Well tackled. Ball free. Wiedemann bumped off it, but he's still got the handball to Andrew Jarman, who creatively gives it to Bickley. Maynard. Brown goes down. That was too high, surely.
Well, I thought he ducked into that one and tried to barge through the players. Umpire paid around the neck. Certainly he was grabbed high, but I believe he was going to ground and shouldn't have been awarded the free.
Brown's kick has been marked between centre half-back and full-back by Abbott.
Interesting to see the influence that Jarman's already having on the game with his handball, setting up the Crows in midfield.
Abbott to Wine, to Paxman, to McCormack, back to Wine. McGuinness shepherded out of the contest. Kick up towards half forward. Osborne, the ball bounced just a little bit short for him, and Hart picks up. Ben Hart. Abbott again. Broke his leg when he was playing for Hawthorn against the West Coast Eagles, and was found it very difficult to get back into senior footy. The opportunity is with Fitzroy. This is Ben Hart again.
Good mark.
That's a good grab. Wind underneath it. Courageous. And making his presence felt too early in the opening term.
Haven't Fitzroy benefited from the fact that Hawthorn have got too many players, allowing Abbott to come and play for them?
Yes, it's one of the real objects of the draft, to try and even up the talent from the top sides to the middle of the order, or the lesser talented teams. And I think already we can see from the start of this season that it's a tipster's nightmare, and it's very difficult to pick winners.
Certainly is. Caven taps down to Wine. Maynard will try to keep him out of the contest, and does so. But Wine gains about 30 metres for his side, and the ball now at right half forward for the Roys. Scoreboard 1-1, Adelaide 2 goals. The Crows leading by 5 points. Quite warm conditions. Wren and Caven. Wheeldon was over the top. Lyon, well tackled. Ball spills free. McDermott playing his 300th senior game today. And that will be a free kick to Adelaide.
Yeah, 277 games for Glenelg, 23 for the Crows. He's a player that's basically done everything in South Australian football, bar win a Margery medal, I imagine. But certainly one of the players that Victorian players of State of Origin games feared greatest with his ability to get the ball out to the centre.
Well, it's Paxman to Wielden. McGeary, isn't it? Hodges. I'm with 17 to the other side. It's Broderick. Broderick at midfield. Marking contest. Hart punches the ball down. McGuinness nudges it further towards the boundary line, which he will find in front of Dundas, and we'll see a throw in.
Nearly as good as a kick, that punch, wasn't it?
It was a real bolo job, wasn't it, Robert?
My word, he got right onto that as Smith prepares to come onto the ground for Adelaide. Smith and Darryl Hart starting on the interchange bench. Bickley, McDermott, now Maynard from centre-half back. Rodney Maynard, a good kick towards centre-half forward. No mark taken. Good work by Ingerson to bring it to ground. Lip tack. Shot for goal. Here's a chance now for Modra. He's kicked it. Well done, Anthony Modra.
That makes his first goal in senior football, not counting the night competition, of course. He gets Adelaide's third. Andrew Jarman, Modra and Brown, the goal kickers for the Crows so far.
Yes, well, that ball was rushed forward from Liptak there. Bit of a mongrel left footer. But Gerard was quick to pick up on the short dropping ball and led his player to the ball and resulted in an easy chip shot at goal from the 15-metre mark.
3 goals to 1-1. Adelaide have got away to a good start. Fitzroy now trying to barge the ball clear of that centre circle. A free kick has been picked out of that, and it's going to McCormack. He's got blood streaming down his left cheek. Kick wide. Blakey has run from the back pocket. Good. Kicks a little wide for Osborne, but he gathers it well. He'll have to kick the screw punt. No, he's disciplined. He kicks it to the front of the goals. And getting back and taking a good mark in front there was Wren. Maybe a little fortunate, but he paid. Now a 50-metre penalty.
Well, this player, well, I think he was held and the player punched the ball out of his hands after he'd taken the mark. But this player is one of the exciting players the Crows have got coming through the ranks. A tall, mobile player, intelligent.
Gives the hand pass away to Liptak. Liptak up towards the centre-half forward position. Hodges swoops on it beautifully. Long left foot, shepherded through for full points. His first, the Crows' fourth. And they're doing it well. Their forward line very constructive. Excellent pick-up by Scott Hodges to boot through that goal from 45 metres.
Well, Scott Hodges has been giving a half-forward flank role today with the inclusion of Modra. We see him picking the ball up, and well, the result was what counted. The delivery not so good. But Scott Hodges really has to stand and deliver now. His career is at the crossroads.
17 points the difference. 7 plays 24 at Princes Park. Now the umpire has a whistle on play, and it's going to be a Crows free kick again to be taken by Wren. Wren just off the centre circle. Marking contest out there. Ingerson claims it. In fact, I just about would have played it, but the umpire says no. Liptak has a snapshot at goal. Almost a mark in the square. Won't matter. Bone puts through another one. And Bone's certainly making the most of his opportunities. Last week, I think he kicked goals with his first 2 kicks in senior football. And he's got another one today. 5 goals to 1-1.
Yes, well, big Randall Bone. He roves the pack on this occasion. We'll see the kick comes down once again from Liptak. And there he is, the big fella, Randall Bone.
So the bounce back in the centre. Adelaide are doing it very, very nicely. They've kicked 5 straight, and they've always had the ball in front of goals. Good work by Ingerson, but just knock it behind himself. Morrish, now a chance for Seacamp. Does it pretty well. Has a bit of a look. Nearly gave it away, but then decided to kick directly towards goal. Punched away by Hart was good play. Attempted gather by Caven. Nearly tackled his own man in Abbott. Wiedemann is in there. Wielden looking for the free kick. Surely there'll be nothing paid out of that. Wielden now with the footy, but the umpire will call for a bounce. Brendan Carlin and Trevor Garrett officiating this afternoon. The bounce is about 60 metres from the Fitzroy goal. They badly need one. Gale somehow gets through. Kick towards full forward. And Osborne could have nearly been awarded a free kick.
Has been, Robert.
It has been. Well, he nearly had the mark, and then in frustration, I feel maybe Patterson just giving him a little shove. Ben Hart there.
Yes, the replay does show that the Special Forces policeman, Patrick Patterson, applies too strong a hand of the law, and his side is now going to be penalised, with Richard Osborne having his first set shot at goal.
And he needs to kick this. Fitzroy desperately need one, and it is a bad miss.
That it was, Robbo. They're trailing badly on the scoreboard, Fitzroy. And Richard Osborne, who had a fairly ordinary season last year, but has started the year in superb form so far, should have kicked that one home.
Lee looks for Maynard. They've got a couple of fingernails to it, and that was all. Matthew Dundas onto Gale. Around Liptak. Centering kick, Lyon in front was the target. Couldn't take the grab. Chance for Broderick. The ball doesn't bounce too kindly for him. Jarman on the burst. High kick. He kicks it to midfield. No one can take the grab again. Tregenza looks for the hand pass. Someone going past, and that person was McDermott. Back to Maynard. Onto Tregenza. The Crows' running game standing them in good stead at the moment. Back to Bone. Hand pass. A little bit quick for Ingerson. Bumped off by Baldwin. Holding a man decision. Fitzroy free kick taken by Baldwin. Away he goes from centre half back straight down the ground. They need goals quickly, Fitzroy. They're not going to get them from this forward thrust. Lions being well beaten there. Lee kicks it towards centre wing position. And the ground a little bit slippery.
Well, that was a poor kick into the forward line from Baldwin. He just blazed away, and was rebounded by Wiedemann, who played extremely well against Melbourne in that position last week.
Broderick to Abbott. Abbott still inside the centre square, too far out to score. Kick and a half from goal there. Hart goes to spoil and did it well on Osborne. And it will be a bounce 30 metres out from Fitzroy's goal.
Gerard, surely there's an advantage in trying to find a short pass rather than bombing away to the shorter Richard Osborne against Ben Hart.
Yes, I think that's exactly right. I hate blazing away into the forward line. It's only if it's your last option. Both times we've seen players with space to create something.
Lyon trying to make something out of nothing, couldn't do so. And the ball comes out eventually to Bickley, who copped a heavy knock in the opening minutes here. Gale looks for the hand pass, gets it on the end of it. McCormack, long kick will be a score. It's going close, and he's got the goal. They worked hard for that. Fitzroy second. They still trail 2-2 to 5 goals.
Well, Brendan McCormack kicks his first goal, and Fitzroy's second, a badly needed one. He's playing on Jarman, and both players are playing wide of each other. Here we see him with no pressure at all and blood streaming from his left eye, but a magnificent kick from outside of the 50-metre mark.
Fitzroy may get clear of that centre bounce. Now a chance for Morrish. Morrish's left foot kick. Little too high for Dundas. Crumb gatherer's line. Back to Dundas. He's going to get caught. Luckily, little kick. Baldwin. Well done. Blakey. What can they make out of this? Blakey goes straight for goal. Lovely kick. Oh, yes, well done, Osborne. Judged it better than the youngster. And Richard Osborne has marked only 3 metres out. And a very, very slight angle.
Yes, well, in the one-on-one competition, I believe that Richard Osborne will clean the young fella up. And he's having his second shot at goal in a minute or two.
And Osborne does kick the goal this time. So Richard Osborne gets his first goal, and Fitzroy bounced back hard. They're 3-2, and they only trail by 10 points. Adelaide are 5 straight.
Jeremy Gard comes on for his first run, and they've taken off the flying doctor, Darren Wheeldon, who gets a rest on the interchange.
A little bit of experience there for Osborne. He's kicked 1 once so far. And warm conditions, gets a drink. About 24 minutes gone in the opening term. New ball coming out. That one was kicked into Princes Park proper.
Some young boy may have benefited from that, Pete.
Might be in a raffle up near the local watering hole. Robbo,
at $140 a try. Well done, son, if you've got it up your jumper.
10 points the difference at Princes Park in the first quarter, closing stages thereof. Abbott up high, loses out to Wren. Broderick taps the ball further forward. Thought I heard a whistle there. No, the umpire says play on. Blakey will do just that. Long kick by John Blakey. Exel Osborne off the ground and one behind.
Gee,
So
yes,
Richard Osborne's tally is 1 goal, 2 now. Good effort.
Yes, it was nearly a sensational mark in the left hand only.
And
Fitzroy have got back into this game because they've taken the ball out of the centre. Liptak was killing him in there, but he's been tightened up upon.
McDermott, Maynard, and they kicks to the outer side, knocked away from Hodges by Paxman. Wine gets there first, but only succeeds in carting it over the boundary line on centre wing.
Well, John Blakey's been given the role of negating Liptak. He's already had 9 possessions that we saw on that occasion.
And Exel might be coming off, Gerard.
Yes, he's being escorted off by the club doctor.
Gale's kick, high, only travels about 20 metres. Abbott couldn't take the mark. Broderick backs out well for Fitzroy, spears the pass in down towards Ross Lyon, it was at half forward. Lee chips it to Patterson. He'll give it back to Lee. They're working overtime, the Crows defenders, and they'll get out of it. He's gone long, straight down the ground. That's a pretty good kick too, but it's an ill-directed one. Ruse onto McCormack, right at the centre circle. Low trajectory punt kick up towards half forward. No mark taken. Wren loping after it. Osborne may get there first. Guard does some good shepherding. His snapshot. Two Crows players nearly made a meal of that. In fact, they did, but Patterson will get clear.
And Patterson, no messing around this time, kicks it long out towards half-back. The mark has been taken by Brown.
Well, the Crows have continued to play a loose man on the back line. It's Scott Lee at the present time, and that's leaving Paul Morris as a spare player up on Fitzroy's half-back line.
Modra has the football, kicks into the pocket. Nearly taken away there by Seacamp. Is that a free kick? Yes. Held when he didn't have the football. Play goes on, but the umpire in control will bring it all the way back, and the free kick will go to Marcus Seacamp in that right back pocket.
Yeah, the Crows used the loose man in defence well last week. McDermott voted best on the ground, picked up 20-odd possessions, 28 possessions. Today he's been given the role on line, and it's Lee that's the loose player.
Morrish, a scrubber kick in towards the centre. Abbott, productive handball. McCormack again. Ruse, he'll nearly kick a goal. Paul Ruse, he bangs it away with distance, but no accuracy, and it finishes up hitting the behind post. So it's a free kick to Adelaide, and it'll be taken in that back pocket by Ben Hart.
So I thought Paul Ruse could have handballed that one to the running Jeremy Guard, who was on his outside, who would have run in and shot from 25 metres rather than shooting from the 50-metre line, Robbo. Long
they
points.
Look a little better, Gerard, if you can bang it through from there. Adelaide at half-back. Wren away to Brown. Brown's handball too far, but it goes in the path of Tregenza, so it finished up all right. Tregenza's kick is good. In towards the centre of the ground. Punched away. Chance now for Fitzroy to get clear. Morrish. Free kick. What was that? Too high with the elbow, maybe?
Trip.
Attempted block.
Umpires paid a trip. And here we see the loose man from Fitzroy. He should be picking up plenty of possessions, Morris, because he hasn't got anybody with which to worry about. And he's only got 4, so that's quite enough.
Centre half forward for Fitzroy. Might be as far as they're going. Now Guard, well tackled by McDermott. Has the ball pinned underneath him. Would have almost been given as holding the ball, but it will be a bounce. As we get to time on, in fact a couple of minutes into time on in the first quarter, 9 points the difference in favour of the Crows. Thumped away by Wren. And you can see the ball picked up pretty quickly by McCormack. Lee couldn't do much with it. Wiedemann will look for a hand pass to McDermott. A high kick. Jarman on left centre wing usually does something constructive with the football. Down towards centre half forward again. Nobody can take the mark. Lynch still with that knee bandage, but he's moving okay.
No, he's not.
Isn't he? Blakey. I suppose even if he's 50%, you'd still have him in the side,
No,
Robbo.
he's in trouble, Pete, behind play.
Ruse. No one could take the grab again. Now Jarman from McGuinness. Now towards full forward.
Now you've seen what Lynch is up against. Modra was 8 metres in front of him then.
I noticed last week in Brisbane, he had that bandage on and he didn't seem to be getting much distance with his kicking. Admittedly, the ground was heavy. Today was going to be the test. So Modra's kicked one already. Overtime for the trainers.
Exel.
I think it was Exel, was it? He got one in the eye. Goal umpire stands right next to the goalpost and only one behind. Kicked by Anthony Modra. So
Peter,
he has 1-1.
just about Alistair Lynch, just standing on the mark then, Gerard. I don't know whether you noticed that, but he was certainly just leaning on his left foot or left leg, favouring the right knee, and he's in all sorts of trouble. I'm sure a fit man would be better than
yes, I agree with you.
Alistair Lynch.
Half-fit players end up being a liability.
Seacamp the Roos, and there's the siren for the end of the first quarter, and so it will be a 9-point lead enjoyed by the Adelaide Crows at the first change, as that knee belonging to Alistair Lynch limps towards the quarter-time huddle. It doesn't look too good. 5-1-31 to Fitzroy, 3-3-21 at Princes Park.
Marshall, and that's the reason he's in the bench.
10 points the difference at Princes Park as we begin the second term. 5-1 plays 3-3 in favour of the Crows. Absolutely ideal conditions for football. McGuinness puts Adelaide into attack up towards their centre-half forward position. The attack is repulsed by Roos, who kicks to centre wing position. No mark taken out there. Gerard tries to pick the ball up, successfully gets it to Broderick. A centering kick from him. And McCormack taken high. He was off nonetheless. Still a Fitzroy ball. Baldwin. Blakey. He gets it back to Baldwin, who blazed away in the first quarter down to the forward line. And this kick really isn't much better. Gives the Adelaide defenders plenty of time to knock the ball clear. It's over the boundary line in front of Ben Hart, and we'll see a throw-in to take place 40 metres from goal. So ball in, half forward. Wren up late. Lyon goes for the hand pass. Blakey. Haven't seen too much of Ross Lyon today. If he can fire, Fitzroy certainly will be in with a chance here. Gale, a quick hand pass. And going backwards. And this time with a kick out towards the 50-metre line. Jeremy Gard chips in to take the mark. Maybe too far out to score. No wind, though, here at Princes Park. Last week a gale blowing across the ground from the north. Little or no breeze today. The kick out in front of goals. High fly was Wielden. Liptak will get clear for the Crows. Short pass, maybe ill-directed. Baldwin, what can he do this time? A hurried hand pass onto Osborne. Long kick. That looks pretty good from Richard Osborne. The crowd seems to like it, but it's just shaved the post and one behind. So Osborne's tally is now 1-3, and the difference once again is 9 points.
Fitzroy have started the quarter well, though, blazing into attack. A bit unlucky there for Richard Osborne as we see Alistair Lynch limping along the ground with only one boot on. But one area they do lack is someone to take a big mark in the goal square.
Kick in is marked by Bickley. Goes away to Lee. Kick it quickly. He does in the finish. Ben Hart. He doesn't mess around. Kicks it nicely towards the centre wing area. No mark taken by Hodges. He's got to get rid of the football, and in doing so gives it away to Caven. Caven's kicked to half forward. No mark. Still there for Fitzroy. Broderick. Dundas. Good kick, Matthew. Brilliant kick. Matthew Dundas gets his first goal. And Fitzroy, very importantly, kicked the first goal of the second quarter, and they trail by just 3 points.
Well, Matthew Dundas has been a little bit quiet compared to his previous 2 games. He's been averaging 29 possessions, but he has a forward pocket roll today. And that was an excellent handball from Broderick to set up that goal, and Dundas gets his opportunity.
Liptak dragged off the football. Broderick's underneath it. Wine tackled by McGuinness. Ball runs free. Now a penalty against Wine, and the free kick will go to McGuinness. Quite critical. Neither side getting any advantage, but then the free kick paid. Ball into the forward pocket. Just touched back there. Blakey away to Roos. Balked his own teammate in Seacamp. Then gave it to Gale. Gale has it at half back.
Michael Gale onto Wine. Has to get it moving quickly if he can. Jimmy Wine does so. Kick is high towards half forward. McDermott. Guard has the front position. Lyon, will he go off the ground? No. Wiedemann cannons into him. Well played, Ross Lyon. Did well to get a kick, but it's ill-directed. Tregenza takes the mark at full back. Goes out wide. Patterson's running for him. Patterson at the right half-back flank. It's up towards the midfield area, which is pretty hard. Hodges. Over to McGuinness. Lee and McCormack. Good skills from Lee. Ingerson. He doesn't cover a lot of ground. Tony McGuinness almost gets caught on this occasion. Ruse goes off the ground. Will he do it again? No, gets the hand pass away to Baldwin. He's picking up a lot of possessions. This one constructive onto Dundas. And there's Baldwin's lookalike, Morrish. Very similar haircuts. Patterson slaps the ball down. Hart tries to get it to a teammate. Gets shirt-fronted for his trouble. Plenty of weight being used in the packs. Out comes Wheeldon. Did well to get a kick at it. Even better to keep it in play, and a great attempt to mark by Osborne. Unfortunately for him, not rewarded for his efforts. It's out of bounds. I don't think he could play the mark though, Robbo, just to say.
I think Richard Osborne just a little frustrated there. He felt as though he perhaps should have hung onto it, and it slipped out of his hands.
So boundary throw in. Forward pocket for Fitzroy. Went through Jarman's legs. There is a whistle. It's going to be a Crows free kick, and it's going to be taken by Wren or Wiedemann.
Pretty soft free kick, Gerard.
Yes, a little bit. The young player is the tallest on the ground by a fair margin today, and he should really dominate the air.
Wren hugs the boundary line with a kick towards the outer side, knocked down by Morrish. Liptak, a quick hand pass. Tregenza got plenty of toe, no doubt about that. And a little bit of interference down there. The umpire lets it go. Lee, well, he tried to get it to the boundary line. Not too much backup support for him. And it is tied up in the forward pocket.
Actually, I feel as though Baldwin's job on Tregenza is cutting them out a little bit, isn't it? He's such a vital player for them across the centre line.
Tregenza does give them a lot of drive. He's had 5 possessions today, but Baldwin's hurting them with 9 possessions and also a couple out of the centre bounce. So perhaps the Crows may consider even swapping wings, although I'm sure that Robert Shaw would just swap the wings also.
Right forward pocket for Adelaide. Boundary throw in. Real struggle for the Lions to clear. Jimmy Wind goes for the safety of the boundary line now, and it gets it to about 25 metres further away from the Adelaide goal. There's Alistair Lynch.
Looking rather disconsolate, doesn't he?
Yeah, well, I think it's a bit more serious than people are prepared to make out, Peter. There's a chance for Liptak. Kick you towards full forward. Good mark, Seacamp. Like the look of this boy. Played well over in Hobart in a Foster's Cup match. Kick wide. Elliott, another youngster with plenty of promise. He's got plenty of acreage in front of himself. Now he kicks it. Oh, it was poor kick. But luckily for Fitzroy, it landed in the arms of Broderick. He looks for the short one. Now he goes onto the favoured left foot and bombs away to the square. It wasn't touched. Back there, Patterson. Still kept it in. Fitzroy got a chance. Dundas, cleverly. Back he goes to Caven.
Yeah, poor play
from Mark, well within scoring distance.
Poor play from Patterson. He could have gone for the safety of the points, but he elected to keep the ball in play, and Fitzroy now have another shot at goal.
Actually, the same thing happened in the forward pocket when Adelaide were going that way in the first quarter when Brown kicked the goal. One of the Fitzroy boys probably should have taken it over. And Caven, oh, what a good kick. What a lovely kick. Straight through the centre, Peter Caven gets his first goal.
Yes, well, he's well known now as a very, very long kick, Peter Caven on the left foot. Here we see again on the replay, Paul Patterson, bringing the ball back, which allows Dundas to pick it up and centre the ball. And the long driving kick, the left foot from Caven, brings Fitzroy back into play.
Back into the centre, 34-31. 3 points the difference. And we have a thriller at Princes Park. McDermott nearly gets overrun. Good tackle by Lyon, and he dropped the football, but a play on call. Guard will do just that. Osborne didn't get a chance to get second bite at the cherry. Hart, beautiful spin out by the youngster. Maynard, Patterson in trouble. Fitzroy tackling well now. McGuinness went without it. Caven, snapshot, and it rolls over the boundary line for throw-in adjacent to the behind post. Now the emergency umpire has come out. I'm just trying to look
Ben Hart and Richard Osborne were engaged in a wrestling match, but I thought Chris McDermott, very unlucky not to get paid a free kick there in that last passage of play.
Wheeldon did well from the throw-in to try to snare it. Hart, Wiedemann, caught and drops it out of bounds. Free kick either way.
Gee, they're relentless, Gerard, aren't they, Fitzroy? They look like possessed people.
Well, that's what made them a good side in the Foster's Cup, and they have to play that way if they're going to be competitive. Once again, the pressure of Jim Wine has caused the ball to be kicked out on the full, and a shot at goal ensures.
48 metres out, right on the boundary. Pretty good attempt. Oh, what a goal! Jimmy Wine, fantastic shot, brings up 4 points, and Fitzroy hit back hard, 6-4 to 5-1.
Yes, well, Jim Wine being given the task of tagging Tony McGuinness, the Adelaide Crows danger man. He has done that quite well, although McGuinness has got his usual possessions, but now a goal is a big factor in his favour.
Bounce back into centre, favours Wren. Overrunning it there was Ingerson. Ball spills out for Liptak. Bounce not kind for him. He's able to gather and kick it to the front of the square. Whoa, Modra, a big leap. Seacamp, away to Elliott, and Fitzroy out of trouble. Elliott's kick was good. Skills shown there were excellent. McCormack into the centre, Broderick. He's got a player running in support Wine, but he doesn't use him the first time. He does the second time, and Jimmy Ewan nearly caught. The kick in short, no mark taken. Wiedemann taps it for Maynard. Maynard goes away to Darryl Hart, who's now on the ground. In turn to Patterson. Patterson kicks it high. Wide to half forward, no mark taken. Liptak on McCormack. Fitzroy hunting in numbers. That's a good sign. The ball on centre wing. Chance for Ross Lyon. He worries Darryl Hart out of it. Dundas runs on beautifully. Dundas's kick towards full forward. No one back there for Fitzroy. Osborne 1-on-2. Keeps running. So does Wiedemann. Kicks it off the ground in front of himself. Gale, advantage. Goes away from Wiedemann. Back yourself, Michael Gale. He does. And thumps it in towards the full forward area. No mark taken. Still Dundas in there, but Ben Hart relieves temporarily for Adelaide. Away to Bickley, in turn to Brown, and the Adelaide Crows now in their forward half.
And plenty of loose men too. Hodges, who kicked a beautiful long goal in the first quarter. What can he do with this one? Up towards the 10-metre square. Almost a mark taken by Bone. And tapped to the boundary line by Jimmy Wine. A good effort.
Well, that kick from Hodges into the forward line signified the difference between the two sides. The Crows go forward, they've got the big Bone in the goal square, whereas we saw Dundas kick the ball into Fitzroy's forward line, and there was nobody but Crows players.
Ball in left forward pocket. Bone over the top, and this time McCormack goes for the boundary line. Succeeds in finding it. Not about the same position, really. That's sort of a wound he's got on the eye there. Training staff have worked well to cover that up. Seacamp in front, Ingerson over the top. McGuinness, snapshot with the right foot. Results in only a minor score for the Crows. That's his first score of the day, Tony McGuinness. And their first score of the quarter, I think 5-2 it is. 5-2 to 6-4, 8 points the difference, 14 minutes left in the half.
Well, I think it's the Taggers that have got Fitzroy back into this game. Jim Wine, as we saw, kicked that goal, and also Paul Broderick, who's playing on Jarman, is getting away.
Standing there for half an hour on his own at centre-half back.
Blakey takes the mark. One of the real stalwarts at Fitzroy, John Blakey. He's kicked to the outer side, looks for Roos. Hart, Caven, short pass. Ball sits up nicely for Broderick. He's got Roos on the run. Guard marks unguarded. Inside 50 and could be able to get the distance from there.
Well, once again, we see Paul Broderick on the attack. Jarman not paying him the respect in when Fitzroy go into offence. And he's setting up many of the Fitzroy attacking moves.
Jeremy Guard. Kicks straight. Crowd seems to like it. And the goal umpire agrees. So Gerard gets his first goal. Fitzroy certainly sharing them around. 7 goals kicked by 7 different players. 7-4 to 5-2.
And Andrew Jarman being dragged off the ground, I'm sure, Gerard, as a result of that non-defensive work to his game.
Well, there's no point just attacking. We know that that is his greatest skill, but you must pick up your player when the opposition can go into attack.
So still Fitzroy commanding the game in the second term. They've kicked 4 goals, 1 to 1 behind so far in this term. Scott Lee under pressure. And this is the key to Fitzroy's game. Their forwards, not even their forwards, all over the ground. They've put extreme pressure on the Adelaide side. Up towards full forward. It's taken away. Still a chance for Fitzroy. Gale on the 50-metre line. Slips over. Well tackled by Bickley. In there to help out as Liptak. Sweeping hand pass. Chance there for Patterson. Gets it away to Brown. Brown running with the football. Kick is all right. In towards full forward. Maybe a little too high for Bone. It goes through to the back. Seacamp, good shepherd. Modra allows Paxman the chance. Away he goes to Caven. And Fitzroy out of trouble. Caven's kick towards centre wing. It bounces beautifully for Lyon. Hand pass, not really all that good. He gathers the ball again, falls over at a critical stage, but still has time to get away. And Caven kicks it high, wide, and an ugly one in the finish. Guard can't control it. We'll have a boundary throw in just forward of centre wing.
Yeah, not so handsome, that one. But Peter Caven and Paul Roos have interchanged. Caven gone to centre half back, and Roos gone to give Fitzroy something of the tall man up on the forward line.
Like a tall man in defence, we just saw Lynch on the boundary line there, and what a loss he is for Fitzroy. Roos got a mark, seemed to hold it long enough. The umpire disagreed. Patterson, a quick hand pass, good tackle applied by Roos. Bickley gets the hand pass away, and the Crows are away. This is Hart, Darryl Hart. Seacamp at the back. Modra off the ground and rushes the ball through for a behind.
Yes, well, that was the first meaningful Crows attack for quite some time, but it's not surprising that Jarman was benched, wasn't paying Broderick any respect whatsoever, and Broderick with 13 possessions to Jarman's 6 tells a story statistically.
5-3 to 7-4, 46 to 33. And we've been playing about 16 minutes in the second quarter. Paxman. Broderick got the front position, nearly comes out with a football. Good tackle applied by Marshall. And although he was unrewarded, he certainly stopped his opponent from going anywhere. So a bounce to take place just off the edge of the square. Smith on the boundary line, warming up, preparing to come on. Knocked down by Ingerson. Bickley through some rather heavy traffic. A high ball, Baldwin. McCormack onto Morris. Awkward looking kick. Osborne, I don't think, would have been too appreciative of that. Did well to get a left foot to it. Snapshot. Oh, what a great goal. Has he got that? He has. Magnificent stuff. Richard Osborne brings up his second. He's kicked 2-3 now out of Fitzroy's tally of 8-4. They lead the Crows 5-3. You wouldn't see a better goal than that, Gerard.
No, that was an excellent goal, snapped on the left foot. We saw him nearly kick one a couple of minutes ago, but this one just makes it, almost touched on the line by Patterson. But a great goal to Osborne. You see Sean Wren coming off the ground.
.52 plays 33. Osborne's second goal, and Fitzroy looking the goods. The Crows yet to score a goal in this quarter. Roos nearly caught with the ball. It comes out to Baldwin. Baldwin kicks towards half forward. Lyon has the ball punched away by Lee, making every post a winner. Ross Lyon using all his experience there, finding a little toe poke to get the ball to the advantage of guard. Broderick well taken by Hart. The umpire says play on. Marshall will do just that, and here come the Crows through Tregenza.
Tregenza now forward of the wing after 2 bounces, a third bounce, running away, 4 bounces. You're going to get caught. No. Handball over the top, into the pocket. Smith. Sweeping hand pass, back to Tregenza. Short kick, all right. Liptak marks within 50 metres.
Yes, well, Tregenza must get into the game if the Crows are going to respond to the Fitzroy onslaught. Has been well held by Baldwin, but when we see him running down the line, the Crows look a better player. Sorry, a better team.
Liptak gets underneath it. Doesn't get the distance. Modra! No, the man in front's marked at Bone.
Well,
that's all a high leap from Modra at the back, but he's giving the mark to Bone.
Well, the umpire had absolutely no idea who to pay that mark to.
I agree with you.
I was keeping an eye on him.
Watch it again.
Watch him at the... Oh, he lost him there, but from behind, the ball is in 50. Well, it was first in Modra's.
It was.
But down came the big Bone with the ball in the big hands.
And he's well within scoring distance, only a few metres out. Angle a little awkward, but he makes the most of it and kicks it behind.
Well, I thought he did run a little bit close to the man on the mark in that occasion, put himself under unwarranted pressure.
Doesn't look too concerned about it either. Is that an
I'd say
attitude?
he's a fairly laconic type of player, Robbo.
Messed up my scorecard. I'd already put it down.
I'm sure he'd be seething internally, though.
Well, I just think that sometimes it's attitude that makes the difference between winning and losing, and that may be just something that's showing up in the Adelaide Crows' performance so far.
They got off to a good start now that Fitzroy have pegged them back, so perhaps that tells the story, Robbo.
Sometimes you become a bit lethargic, though.
Yep.
When it comes too easy too early.
Yes, you did right.
Paxman to kick the ball back into play for Fitzroy. He's kicked it in nicely on previous occasions. This is no exception. Gale can't mark. Marshall at the back. Oh, down from a Dundas bump. McGuinness now outside 50. Kicks it well to the front of the goals. No mark taken. Seacamp knocks it over and hits the behind post, and it'll be a boundary throw in that left forward pocket for Adelaide.
Well, down from a Dundas bump, would that be similar to being whipped with a feather duster? Or a feather?
My word. Left forward pocket. Adelaide need a goal. They trail by 3. Smith doing the ruck work, but Abbott gets it out. His high kick is close to the boundary line. It's touched before it goes over. So a boundary throw-in will take place 50 metres from the Adelaide goal, and they badly need one in the dying minutes of this second quarter, where about 20 minutes in, they still trail by 3 goals.
Smith trying to scoop it out in front of Broderick. Blakey's the one to come out with the football, gets dispossessed pretty quickly as McDermott applies a tackle, diving on top of him, and inside 50, about 45 metres out from goal.
Well, Anthony Ingerson has been moved onto the ball with Sean Wren being interchanged. Obviously, Corns wanting a bit more mobility up on the ball.
Under 8 minutes left in the half. Abbott and Smith. Brown can't do much with it. Bickley, oh, it's a juggle. Ruse, good block. Brown dives on it again. Pretty untidy stuff, this. And again, ball having travelled only about 5 metres since that last ball up.
Modra and Hodges have also interchanged, with Hodges now lining up in the shadow of Big Bone in the square.
Seem to like him, Gerard.
Oh, he's a big boy.
Well, thumped to ground again. On the end of it is Ruse, who kicks to centre wing and off the hands of the pack. Mainly Maynard's. Caven was there as well. It will be thrown in next to the interchange area. So an important few minutes in the upshot of this game. 8-4 to 5-4, 3 goals the difference. Abbott taps down. Ingerson had a shot at it. Hand pass comes out to Hart, who runs into line. Wouldn't want to do that. McGuinness breaking clear. Tony McGuinness with the left foot up towards full forward. Hodges was the target, couldn't take it. Elliott reads the play beautifully. Most improved youngster for Fitzroy. Kicks up towards the centre wing position. Abbott comes down with the football. Not a mark. The umpire says play on the bottom. I think it's Broderick it is. And it will be balled up on the centre wing position.
Well, Robert Shaw really is ringing the changes. He's put Caven back to centre half forward, and Ruse maintains his spot at centre half back.
Abbott and Ingerson. Marshall and McCormack. Bickley. Marshall again. Marshall from midfield. Not a well-directed kick, a well-delivered kick. Hodges, I don't think, would have appreciated that too much.
It's a push in the back.
Blakey shuffles the ball out in front, tried to get it to Wine, and Jimmy Wine did well to get a kick at it. Gale on the end of it. He'll have to be quick, Michael Gale, and he is. But the pressure got to him in the end, and it's out of bounds in front of Jeremy Gard. And
Wouldn't mind having another look at that.
Yes, it looked as if it was out in the full. May well have picked up an inch or two of the line, but good pressure from Tony McGuinness, and that's the value of a chase.
Oh, I'm pretty sure it was out of bounds, Gerard. No doubt.
On the full?
On the full, yeah. Yeah. So boundary throw, and it is. Wheeldon with a good knock on. Maynard with the front position from Caven to McDermott, and McDermott kicks up to midfield and beyond.
A little awkward for Smith. Able to gather it and knock it behind himself. Looked okay. Lee looks a little out of sorts. Fitzroy dispossessed. McCormack, Broderick. Back to McCormack. Hand pass further. Baldwin running beautifully on that outer wing. No one home there for Adelaide. Mark easy as you like to Ross Lyon, and he's only 40 metres from goal.
Well, it really is the Fitzroy pressure, Robbo, that's dispossessing the Crows, and if they do get a kick, it's under pressure. Here we see a handball from McCormack, sets up Baldwin, who's doing well on that outer wing, and Ross Lyon, unattended, takes an easy chest mark.
Lyon kicks for goal and misses by a big margin in the finish.
Well, it was the same pressure that brought the Crows undone in the night series, and we were led to believe that Terry Wheeler thought that was their Achilles heel in the opening round.
Ben Hart to kick the ball back into play. You're looking for a reaction from me, are you?
Well, I thought there'd be some response.
McDermott, Lee. Lee's long kick to half forward. Smith can't mark. The crumbs are gathered. Liptak, kick a goal, son. Liptak shoots for goal, and he puts it through.
Well, undoubtedly he heard you, Robbo. Good effort and well delivered, just what the Crows needed before half-time. That's their first goal for the quarter, and it's taken them some 25 minutes to get it virtually. 8-5 to 6-4.
Yes, it was Darren Smith that competed with Roos there, brought the ball to the ground, and Liptak, who's had 15 possessions, has been one of the Crows' few consistent players in the first half of this game.
It's a valuable goal for Adelaide. Fitzroy, though, still leading by 13 points. 4.5 minutes left in the half. Fresh air shot by McGuinness. Wind applies a tackle, arguably too high. The umpire says no, OK. Marshall from Abbott's short kick. Bouncing ball favours Hodges. If it sits nicely for him, he should goal. 25 metres out directly in front, and Hodges has goal. The Crows hit back. That's his second, and it couldn't have come at a more valuable time. Scott Hodges, 2 goals today, and the Crows creep just that little bit closer. Here it is again.
Yes, Scott Hodges read the ball better there than his opponent in Morris, and a good snap. And I think, Robbo, it's fair to say that with 5 goals this season, Scott Hodges must stand and deliver.
Oh, my word, I think there's a lot of pressure on him, but I like the way he works when he's off the footy too, Gerard.
8-5 to 7-4, 53 to 46. Hodges' second goal. And will the Crows go back into attack again? They do. Kicked up towards half forward. That's as far as they're going. Roos gets it out to centre wing position. Gale. Short pass. Well delivered to Wind. On the run. Next to the interchange area on the wing. Strong grab.
He's had a good quarter, Caven. In fact, that's Jeremy Gerard.
Whelan stands the mark.
There's a few lookalikes.
There are at that.
Gerard, Caven, Ross Lyon.
And Baldwin and Morris are twins. So Gerard with a centering kick once more. Kicks it to the front of the goals. Marking contest out there. Comes down to Osborne. And that would have been a miraculous goal had he put that one through. As it is, it dribbles over the boundary line in front of Scott Lee. So boundary throw in 15 metres from the behind post.
The beauty of the oval football, Gerard.
Bounces every which way, as Ron Barassi often said.
Incredible stuff. Right forward pocket for Fitzroy in front of the Carlton Social Club. Handball by Wheeldon. Kick for goal. Came from Caven. There's a mark to Osborne. He's picked that from nowhere.
Yes, well, I mentioned in the first quarter that I thought one-on-one Richard Osborne would be too experienced and too strong for his opponent in Ben Hart. And that was a classic example, and Richard Osborne will pop through his 3rd goal.
He's obviously got a lot of good, real strength in his body, Richard Osborne. And
he's been a weights fanatic for years. And just being that old, must have a strength advantage.
And he kicks the goal quite simply. So Osborne has now kicked 3. He's the leading goal scorer on the ground. Scott Hodges has kicked 2 for Adelaide. But the scoreboard showing Fitzroy with a 13-point advantage, 9-5 to 7-4.
Yes, a good chest mark in the end, under extreme pressure with 3 Crows players also on screen. Richard Osborne, reconstruction 2 years ago, took a while to get his confidence back last year, but I think we're going to see the very best of Richard Osborne return this year.
Abbott to contest the bounce for Fitzroy. Osborne has now scored 3 goals, 3. 13 points the difference in favour of Fitzroy, 9-5 to 7-4. As the sun breaks through the clouds here at Princes Park, Brown tries to break the pack, couldn't do so. The 2 Supermax combined. McGuinness has kicked up towards Hodges. He's got support there for Modra, who gets taken out of it with a good bump by Roos. Leaves it for Seacamp. Seacamp's long hand pass. And Wine playing a tremendous game today. kicks to centre wing, and Fitzroy playing with a lot of confidence. Wheeldon onto Dundas. Dundas up to half forward. Caven ran with it. Maynard gets taken down. Beautiful tackle.
Yes, he tried to barge through the pack there, young Ben Hart. Unfortunately, ran into the groping arms of big Caven. And from this distance out, the 50-metre mark, he's a dead set chance to kick a goal.
Yes, couldn't get through there. Stephen Kernahan got away with something like that last night, but not today here. Ben Hart stands the mark. Caven, right on 50, gives it every possible chance, a reasonable sort of a roost for a goal. So Caven kicks his second, and Fitzroy once again kicked clear at Princes Park, 10-5 to 7-4.
Yes, well, 2 goals for Peter Caven. He's been interchanged centre-half back and centre-half forward. Once again, we see the tackle that resulted in that goal. Fitzroy now are back in command of this game.
10-5, plays 7-4, only seconds left in the term. Adelaide are a chance if they can take a mark here. No, bounces in front of Hodges. It may be held up in that pocket, and that's exactly what Fitzroy would require with just seconds left in the game in this first half.
It's amazing how many quick kicks out of the centre land in no man's land between centre-half forward and full forward, and we often see nobody there. It's a position where a forward pocket should aim to get at every centre bounce.
Boundary throw in, Bone. Gets it down. McGuinness may do something. He does. He kicks a behind. So Tony McGuinness has kicked 2 behinds as the clock ticks down. Adelaide 7-5, Fitzroy 10-5. The advantage with Fitzroy. It's 18 points. Kick in. Oh, good mark. Well done, John Blakey. Under a little bit of difficulty. And the siren sounds. That is half-time at Princes Park. And Fitzroy lead by 3 goals. They're 10-5. Adelaide are 7-5.
Well, Adelaide kicked only 2 goals for in that quarter. It was a big one though for Fitzroy, but that's not a sight they would like to see. Alistair Lynch limping noticeably, boot off, knee bandaged, and obviously in a great deal of trouble, so I'm sure we won't be seeing any more of him today. And we wonder, of course, for the remainder of the season. But a good term, as I said, by Fitzroy. They booted 7 goals, 2, after trailing by 10 points at quarter time, lead by 3 goals at the main change. Absolutely ideal conditions for football now. The second half from Princes Park. Adelaide trailing by 3 goals, 7-5 to 10-5. Neither end favoured by any breeze at all. Wren taps down. Off the ground goes Jarman, back onto the ground after he was taken to the bench by Graham Corns late in the second quarter. Liptak applies a tackle, and so too does Ingerson.
He did well, Matthew Liptak, just then.
And Broderick wasn't going anywhere. So a bounce still inside the square.
16 possessions for Liptak in the first quarter, has been one of the Crows' better players.
Ingerson. Blakey. A quick hand pass. Baldwin onto Roos, and Roos goes out wide, very wide in fact. He's got Abbott out there. And Broderick doesn't let him down at midfield. Vital stage of the match. This is Baldwin. Kicks up towards Wine. And Wine takes the mark. Too far out to score. And in fact kicks into the man on the mark, who is Jarman. Good smother by him. Goes off the ground with it ultimately. A fumble out there. Still goes Fitzroy's way. Picked up by Broderick. Long shot at goal. Looks good. And Osborne on the line. Nearly grabbed the mark, but touched through for 1 behind. So a point to Fitzroy to make the difference now 19 points. 10-6 to 7-5. Early in the third quarter at Princes Park. Ball brought into play by Ben Hart. Marking contest, none taken. Jarman, quick hand pass. Over the top once more, Baldwin. Quick kick, getting underneath it. Back pocket player Scott Lee. Doesn't succeed in taking the mark. A little bit difficult there. Goes for the hand pass, the educated one, pretty close to the boundary line. And they'll get away with this. Marshall gets it onto Maynard.
Maynard's kick towards centre wing, and standing his ground, taking a good mark there was McCormack. He plays on quickly. Gets around his opponent and drives it towards centre half forward. Oh, big high flyer Wheeldon keeping his footing, Ross Lyon, lovely to guard. Guards kick, he hooks it, and it goes through for one behind. So 10-8, Fitzroy leading Adelaide 7-5. 10-7 it is to 7-5. Gee, they're quick on that scoreboard over there, Peter.
Always have been here.
Hey, be careful, young man, is the warning. 20 points in favour of Fitzroy as young Hart kicks to the outer side. No mark taken. Guard tackle. Kick off the ground. Doesn't go very far. Jarman gets the rebound. Then kicks it towards a vacant wing position. Lip tack, but Blakey knocks it away over for a boundary throw-in.
Well, they do need a lift across the centre line. Marshall now playing back on the wing on Gale. He needs to lift, as does Jarman, who's been given his second opportunity in the centre.
Not a real lot of spark there, Gerard, is there?
Doesn't appear to be the case.
Tregenza to McDermott. McDermott, who was very quiet in the first half, kick towards centre half forward, goes to the back. Chance now for Big Bone. He's crunched. Daryl Hart slips the tackle. Oh, trip, was he? Yes.
Well, that in fact is a reportable incident. There was a similar incident in the night series where a player for Fitzroy went down and hurt his knee. And I'm just wondering when the umpires will start even enforcing a more severe punishment.
What, reportable when it's when you're tugged by the arm?
No, when you're tripped.
By the leg. Yep. Hart shoots for goal and puts it through. He's a valuable player. Daryl Hart kicks his first goal, but for Adelaide it was a vital one. 10-7 plays 8-5.
Yes, Daryl Hart is a professional goal sneak, and here we see the deliberate trip from Morris there.
But it was with the hand, though, wasn't it?
Yes,
is that a reportable
yes,
thing
it's
still?
a reportable incident for sure. But you never see them reported.
"14 points the difference after Daryl Hart's goal. A vital one for the Crows early in the third term. Can they build on that now? As McDermott goes high with the kick, only travels about 25 metres. Elliott knocks the ball down. Jarman will look for someone going past. That was Tregenza. Back it comes to Liptak. He'll have to be good. Was smothered there, but he's good enough to get a second chance. He won't get a third. Flicked out to Jarman going past. Couldn't take it. Blakey on the bottom. Gets a hurried hand pass out. Broderick was there. Tregenza to McGuinness. Long kick into the square. Was that touched? It was. And so only one behind to the Crows.
Well, once again, excellent pressure from Fitzroy across half back, which resulted in the Crows only having a pressurised shot at goal.
Paxman will bring the ball back into play.
It's good to see McDermott into the centre. I think that's his strength, getting the ball out of the centre. There is a danger with him and Jarman there that they become too slow, the Crows. But I think now they've nothing to lose.
Goes straight down the ground. Paxman and finds McCormack. He got a nasty gash above the left eye in the first quarter. That's been patched up okay, and he's been playing okay just the same. Wine making space out on centre wing. He's got Broderick if he wants him. Goes in short to him. Broderick's kick, he'll be looking for Osborne. Hart behind. Osborne kicked a beautiful goal from the boundary at the other end. What's he done with this one? Off target and out of bounds on the full, and so it will be a free kick to the Crows to be taken down there in the right back pocket. Scott Lee to take the free kick right next to the behind post. Lyon will stand the mark. He goes short. Finds McDermott. 300th senior game of football this afternoon. Abbott lopes after it. Patterson is right there with him. Patterson looking for a holding the ball decision. Didn't get one. It's going to be a Fitzroy ball. And the kick comes down from, it was Wheeldon. Is out of bounds on the full. So free kick to the Crows, taken by Lee. And he in turn gets it to Wren at the right half-back flank.
Oh, ordinary kick. Baldwin. Broderick. Back further to Wind. Wind's got his player in short. It's Dundas. And they share it around nicely, Fitzroy. Their skill level is improving, Gerard, each year, isn't it?
It is, certainly, and so does Matthew Dundas's effectiveness. He, at the present time, is playing on Andrew Jarman.
Broderick into the pocket. Wind has made good position. Handball over the top, Dundas. Back to Wind. 50 metres from goal. Jimmy Wind's kick smothered. Back after it again. Little left footer, effective. Baldwin marks right on the 50-metre line.
Well, Dundas was 50 metres from goal, but his man Andrew Jarman was 50 metres from him. And I've been watching him for the last 5 minutes, and there's no stage does he ever pick up a man. It's as if he doesn't have that responsibility.
Well, the ball is with Baldwin. He goes for the torpedo punt kick, doesn't quite come off. Nearly a Fitzroy mark, attempted kick off the ground. It's Osborne capitalises on a mistake.
Richard Osborne gets his 4th goal. He's now kicked 4 goals, 3 to Fitzroy out of their tally of 11-7 to the Crows 8-6.
Yes, Tricky Dicky, we see him displaying all his skills in this little endeavour. McGuinness toe pokes the ball forward, and Richard Osborne right on the ball, runs forward and snaps around the shoulder with the right foot to bring up his 4th goal.
Tremendous goal by Richard Osborne, a real steal that one. Jarman out of the centre for the Crows, kicks inside 50, the bounce doesn't favour Roos. And Ingerson was held but not in possession. He will take the free kick. Pretty obvious.
Oh, yeah, but it was a little fluky though, wasn't it? I mean,
but
really
nonetheless correct, Robbo.
Well, Alistair Lynch has come onto the ground, which is good news for Fitzroy, and he's replaced Darren Wheeldon.
To know what the extent of that injury is, that's the important thing.
Well, he's moved into the forward pocket, so he can't be 100%.
Exactly. Ingerson with the free kick. He'll kick from just inside the 50-metre line. He'll get the distance, I feel, but not the direction, and that's the way it's turned out. Only one behind. The Crows badly needing a couple of goals here.
Peter, the reason I question the free kick being awarded to young Ingerson, there's a lot of things that happen that are more serious in a game of football than just that. One wonders what the umpires do sometimes. You know, they pick a particular thing out that stands out, but they let so many things go.
Consistency is what we're all after, I think, Robbo, and if they could maintain that, we'd be all happy.
Paxman kicks it. Oh, Roos, what a mark. Magnificent grab. That's the mark of the day so far. He's having a fine season. Had a particularly good afternoon. Paul Roos leading from the front. Paxman the target. Over the top was Guard. Couldn't take the mark. McGuinness robes the pack well. Onto that trusty left foot. Kicks up to the 50-metre line. Ball thumped into the open spaces. Brown pounces on it. McDermott. Target is Smith. And that's not Smith, it's Bone. Hart with the hand pass. They should get a goal out of this. Ingerson has missed it by a considerable margin. So 2 behinds he's now kicked. Like the Fitzroy supporters.
I don't think Bone was too confident, Gerard, about his chances.
No, I'm sure he wasn't actually. Ingerson, a terrific player. He won Central District's best and fairest last year, but the one problem he has got in football is his kicking, and there's a sensational grab by Paul Roos at 16 possessions in the first half and started the second half in just as good a fashion.
Kick in, Paxman goes pretty well straight down the ground. Well done by Tregenza. Lip tack, brilliant kick. Brown is marked at centre-half forward.
They're just starting to get a few loose men, the Crows. They're starting to turn the ball over from the kick-outs especially.
Abbott going crook. There's a bit of dissension there between Fitzroy players, but Brown has the football at centre-half forward, only 35 metres out. He's a good kick too, Brown, and he makes no mistake.
Well, David Brown gets his 2nd goal, and the Crows creep a little bit closer again, 11-7 to 9-8.
Yes, well, it's always dangerous when sides lose the ball at kick-ins because there's always players making leads. We see there Baldwin being interfered with, but picked up by Liptak, who delivers it easily to Brown, who was 30 metres on his own.
You'd only need a few more players like Liptak and they wouldn't be behind. Bounce back in the centre. Chance for Fitzroy to get clear, but they're well tackled. No, McCormack. His kick smothered, but he backs himself. He's still got the footy. Dundas. Chance now for Elliott. Shrugs the tackle. Coming from Wren into the full forward area. And a mark to Lynch. Still favouring that right leg.
Yes, well, it'll be interesting to see how he attacks this ball and his kicking. Lynch, we believe he has got a damaged right knee, but once again, McCormack won the ball out of the centre. He's now playing on Chris McDermott. A lovely kick there from Jamie Elliott to set Lynch up for this goal from 30 metres.
You think that somebody should be perhaps dropping short?
Not much they could do about that. It was a good lead and a good kick. Lynch's kick, straight through the centre. So Lynch gets his first goal, and Fitzroy seem to have all the answers at the moment. Whenever Adelaide make a surge, the Lions can answer.
He kicked 9 games in 22 games last year, Lynch, and his first for the season. And there we see once again a favourable lead. In fact, he didn't look like he had any knee problems on that occasion, but a little bit proppy in his attack on the ball at the kick.
Yes, I guess running in a straight line is okay. Back into the centre. And the Lions through Paul Abbott. Swing into attack once more. Wiedemann lost it. Guard. A quick kick. Comes up towards Lynch once more. Playing it full forward. Patterson on his hammer. Out to Matthew Dundas. Gets around Bickley. Hand pass. Effective to Broderick. 2 Fitzroy players are there. Gale is the flyer. Jarman reads the play well off the pack. Kicks into open space, but 4 Fitzroy players. They could raffle this one. It's taken by McCormack. The others do the shepherding. Hart in front. Couldn't take the mark. Guard. Dispossessed. Lee. A quick kick out of the pack. Not really to the advantage of his side, and the mark is taken by Broderick again. Onto Blakey. Blakey chips it in short. Well delivered. Lyon. Why wasn't that a mark? Abbott. Wine. I guess the umpire would say he didn't hold it long enough. Wine has a shot at goal and has only put it through for 1 behind to Fitzroy.
I'd have to disagree with him. I thought that there was sufficient control there by Lyon. Marshall came across after the ball was already won. But nevertheless, play will resume.
Ben Hart kicks in. Looking for Wren. He got front posse and 2 hands on the ball, but he couldn't take it. McCormack. Maynard loses it. McCormack doing well. Onto Dundas. Excellent hand pass. Balks Brown effectively. Kicks to centre half forward. Goal! What a mark! And decides to play on. That was as good as Ruse. Deserves a goal, but it hit the post.
Well, a real rush of blood there by Michael Gale. An excellent grab. Possibly would have been better off going back and having a set shot, but he elected to go for goal and hit the post.
Yeah, he was a bit stiff. I think he probably got a bit excited, Gerard.
Yes.
He saw no one in front of himself, so...
Well, you can't blame him, I guess, Robert.
No fear. McGuinness has the football and kicks it wide towards centre wing. Maynard marks. He's got a player further afield. It's Brown. The kick's too high for that player, though, and it allows Baldwin time to get in and spoil. Baldwin's handball. Hey, they're playing with some confidence now, the Lions. Kicked by Elliott, marked by Abbott. Abbott looking to give it off. Forced now to kick it high. Into the pocket, it's too high. Wren gets back, can't mark. Ben Hart tries to get it over to Wiedemann. Ruse intercepts. Kick brilliantly smothered. That's great stuff. The big fellow Wren gets it out to Tregenza. Tregenza's kick is short, but it opens it up a little bit. Bickley looks to give the hand pass away. He does to Wiedemann. He's too slow and brilliantly tackled by one of the smallest players on the ground. And what an example he sets. Jimmy Wine, that is great stuff. No point having a dust up now. Fitzroy have got the footy. Wine kicks it towards centre half forward. It's not real good. Ingerson tries to tap it to his own advantage. Gale, handball away unselfishly. McCormack, lovely kick into the pocket. Lyon will kick it. No, he won't. He'll short pass it. They've got numbers everywhere. Ruse is marked only 25 metres out on a 45-degree angle.
Yes, and with numbers, they've got options, and Lyon delayed his kick and picked out the right one there, but once again, McCormack is absolutely dominating the centre for Fitzroy.
Ruse. This will be an important goal. He makes no mistake. Ruse's first goal. And Fitzroy get their 13th. 13-9, plays 9-8.
25 points the difference. As we watch that in replay.
Yes, here's the left foot kick for McCormack. He has been in superb touch. And Ross Lyon a little bit in and out of the game. Came in nicely there. A chip kick to Paul Ruse, who came down from centre half back and is now returned there.
Back to the centre, 25 points the difference. Abbott taps down. Broderick taken high as he kicks up towards half forward. Caven chips into mark. And well within kicking distance.
Well, Broderick's gone back onto Jarman. And it was an excellent hurried kick out of the centre. And Peter Caven on the ball picks up a nice chest mark. And once again, with his long kicking, could possibly thread this one through.
He's kicked 2 goals already, Peter Caven. So
playing like winners, Fitzroy.
they are at the moment after a slow start. Trailed by 10 points at quarter time. They've made just about every post a winner since then. Caven from outside 50. It's going to be a line ball decision. And touched off the hands of the pack. And through for only 1 behind. The Roys. 26 points their advantage now. 13-10 plays 9-8. Hart. Kicks to the outer side. And Bickley. Bickley to centre wing. Target is Maynard. Maynard doesn't let him down. A nice balk around Baldwin to McDermott. To half forward. Caven again in that pack of players contesting the mark. Just about thumped over the boundary line. McDermott has kept it in play. Knocked down by Bone. The umpire's given a free kick to Adelaide. And it's going to be taken by Scott Hodges, it looks like.
And Darren Smith has just come onto the ground to replace Modra.
Yes, Hodges held in that marking contest. Hodges has kicked 2 goals so far today. One was a brilliant snap from about 40 metres out. And no problem with the distance here. Hodges lines them up and gets it. 3 goals to Scott Hodges. And keeping the Adelaide Crows within striking distance. 13-10 to 10-8.
Yes, well, that was an important goal for the Adelaide Crows. Does keep them in touch. And a good one from Scott Hodges, who really is answering the challenge. Back at full forward now. I think that is his place in football if he's going to make a success of AFL level.
Certainly would agree, Gerard.
I think he's a little bit slow for the flank.
Now 20 points the difference after Scott Hodges' 3rd goal. Under 10 minutes remaining in the term. Abbott taps down. And once again, Fitzroy are going to get it out of the centre. McCormack, as Gerard mentioned previously, having an excellent game. Hart doing battle with Osborne. Boundary line may be too close. Yes, it is. It's over for a throw-in Fitzroy's left forward pocket.
Well, I have nothing but admiration for young Ben Hart. He's stuck to his guns pretty well, playing on Richard Osborne. Osborne's had 7 shots at goal for 4 goals, 3. But there's been plenty of opportunities for the full forward. Wren tries to get it down. He's knocked it to the wrong side of the pack. Fitzroy a chance here. Wine kicks with that left foot, which is the unnatural side, and Ben Hart just gets his hand to it and knocks it through for a rush behind. What do you think about ruckman knocking the ball, in their defensive side, knocking it towards the opposition goals?
Well, there's an element of danger, particularly if it's intercepted, but I think if 1 or 2 yards, I think it's the safe way to go, Robert.
Marshall marks the kick in and kicks it towards centre wing. There's no one home. 3 Fitzroy players. They'll raffle it. 1 out was Brown. That was a little too casual by Caven. Beautiful running by Elliott. Kick in towards half forward. Oh, gee, was a little bit bigger effort there by Gardner. He could have nearly marked that.
Just a little
Jarman
bit casual.
swoops on it. Was too. McGuinness. Here's some talented play now. Maynard. Get rid of it quickly. He does over the top to Tregenza. He loves to run. He'll nearly kick a goal from here. 50 metres out. He goes long with the drop punt. It'll carry all the way. And Simon Tregenza gets it. A lovely goal by Tregenza. He was on the end of a series of hand passes, but the Adelaide Crows fans have got plenty to cheer about. They get their 11th goal, and they are hanging in there. 11-8 plays 13-11.
Yes, a long loping handball there from Maynard puts Tregenza in space, and he ends up finishing with a goal.
Good bit of play there by Simon Tregenza. He's one of the playmakers for Adelaide, and he's been down a little bit today. 13-11, 11-8, the scoreboard. Jarman, no, it comes out to Abbott. Abbott kicks it quickly, up towards full forward. No, Maynard, well done. Juggling effort, and he marked it. Certainly marked it in my book. Fitzroy fans not happy.
Well, that goal was Tregenza's 4th in his career for the Adelaide Crows. He played 17 games last year and his 3rd this year. I think that's one area where he does lack in his ability to kick goals.
Short kick, Wiedemann. Goes along towards centre half forward. Smith nearly took the mark. Taken away by Hart. He may have been moved. Short kick in towards the pocket. Hodges gathers nicely. Onto the right foot. Doesn't go really all that far. Bounces awkwardly. Gale does it well under pressure. Broderick gets it wider still. Seacamp in the back pocket. Still they fiddle around with it. Broderick goes further back. They only need a little bit of misfortune and they'll hold it in. Morrish Handball over the top, Jarman. Short kick. Goes nowhere.
Oh.
Bone has lost all idea. And at half forward, the ball will be bounced.
Well, I guess a little bit of an excuse there for Randall Bone. The ball was floating. It was a bit of a mongrel floater from Jarman. We see Dundas coming off the ground and Wheeldon replacing him. But I think the Crows are just edging their way back into this game, and danger signs for Fitzroy.
Edging, the operative word. Gale, Blakey, long looping hand pass to Ross Lyon. Oh, beautiful hip and shoulder by Bickley. And the kick subsequently hurried right up in the air. Abbott, hard to mark. Jarman reads the play well at the back of the pack. Might have got a push in the back for his trouble. The umpire says nothing for it. Play on. McGuinness will do just that after tangling with guard. Now the umpire has found a free kick, and it's going Fitzroy's way.
I just want to make comment on that hip and shoulder from Bickley. If he had have tackled him, the Fitzroy wouldn't have got the kick away.
And I tell you what, that's the most pathetic bit of umpiring I've ever seen in my life. He let one push in the back go, then gave the other one. Jeremy Gard didn't even think it was a free kick.
Umpiring always seems to have a play in when these two sides
Gerard,
meet.
it's so critical though. Look, now he's within goal scoring distance.
Guard from 49 metres will get the distance. Just ball right on the line and rushed over for a behind to Fitzroy. So in the wash-up, it may prove valuable. 13-12 to 11-8. 16 points is the difference. And we've got under 7 minutes left in the third quarter. The mark taken by Tregenza. The kick by Patterson. Patterson out towards the centre wing. Maynard was the target. Smith is there likewise. Morris beats them both. The ball sits kindly for him. He'll have to be quick. Good tackle by Smith. He gets a boot to the ball to get it clear of his opponent and over the boundary line. A good effort and applauded by Ian Robertson.
And so it should be, because that's where the Crows are lacking. They're not putting pressure on the Fitzroy backman. They need to turn the ball over more, and that was one example from Darren Smith, who's had plenty of time on the interchange.
I think he might be spending a bit more time out in the ground after that effort. Wren from behind, taps down. Brown has the front running, can't make anything of it. The ball straight over the boundary line again for another throw-in. So the last few minutes of the third quarter are going to be pretty important. We've got 6 minutes left. Anybody's game. Abbott at the back, Wren in front, McCormack, McGuinness, and about 6 others. And it's going to be another bounce right on the CUB sign. Centre wing out aside.
The Crows really are getting slaughtered when the ball's in neutral, when it's being bounced down or being thrown in. McCormack, Broderick, and their other co-combatants are really killing the Crows players.
Lee, a quick kick. Morris doesn't get the bounce that he would have wanted. Smith does the shepherding. Flicked out to Jarman. Brown, goal on the run if he's accurate, and he has kicked the goal. So Brown, who kicks his second goal for the afternoon, brings the Crows closer again, his third, 13-12 to 12-8.
Yes, well, here we see Jarman getting himself involved in the play in the attacking side of centre, puts Brown into space, and he lets go with his third goal with the left boot.
Well, we look as though we're going to have an exciting last quarter here at Princes Park. The difference between the two sides hasn't been all that great for the entire afternoon. Attempted kick off the ground there may have been deemed in danger, and it's against the Adelaide side. The free kick will be taken by Wind. He gets it away to Baldwin. Baldwin's kick to left half forward, gathered by Caven, and his kick is a beauty.
Well, that was an excellent kick.
Beautifully weighted and allowed Osborne to run onto it. Ben Hart had no chance there. So Osborne a chance to kick his 5th goal. 40 metres out. Angle a little tight. Kicks it out to the right. No breeze here this afternoon. And nearly a mark. It's a goal anyway. A lovely little kick by Broderick, is it? In that forward pocket. What a lovely short kick that was. Summing it up and popping it through.
So Broderick has kicked 1-1. As we watch that again, Osborne's kick high into the goal square.
Yes, a big pack of players went up. Broderick smart enough to stay down. And pops through a lovely goal. I'll just ask the question once again, where was Andrew Jarman?
Into the centre, 96 plays 80. Again, Fitzroy leading by 16 points. Abbott on to Jamie Elliott. And Elliott's kick up towards half forward. No one can take the mark. Getting taken out was Wheeldon. Lee with a quick kick back across his body, and the mark is taken by Wren. Look for someone to give it to. That someone turns out to be Tony McGuinness behind him. And McGuinness looking for distance with his kick. Big pack of players on the right half forward flank. Marshall is the first to recover. Oh, excellent smother by Morris on that attempted hand pass, and it's out of bounds 65 metres from the Crows' goal. So boundary throw in. Knocked down by Smith. Good tackle by Lyon. Might come out with a football after it's spilled from McDermott's hands. Roos in front. McDermott, good tackle. Wind. A quick kick out of the pack. 2 Adelaide players are there. Oh, Gale let one go on Tregenza. A high tackle not seen by the umpire. McDermott on his own as Smith. Had good position. Made a meal of the mark. The angle's not too good for him. Into the goal square. Brown, can he make it 4 goals? Couldn't quite take that. The ball was tapped back towards Wind. Smith again. Will look for a hand pass. Liptak. Snapshot. Off target. And one behind or out of bounds. It's one behind. Kicked by Matthew Liptak. There's 1-1 against his name. 14-12 now to 12-9. Under 3 minutes left in the term. McCormack has played an excellent game today. Brown will stand the mark. Gale makes a lead to get wide of Marshall. He's ignored that and gone the more direct route. He's found Blakey in front of Hart. Blakey goes to the outer side. Plenty of space out there for Baldwin to run it. The ball sits kindly for him. He'll have to get past Tregenza, and he does.
Kicks it across his body. The bounce is awkward out there for Broderick. In comes Wiedemann. McDermott. Further wider to McGuinness. Chipping in as Tregenza. Short pass is okay. Darryl Hart is marked outside 50. No one up there to kick it to, so he's going to have to bomb away. McGuinness is running into the pocket, but Jimmy Wind was quick to sum that up. So Darryl Hart forced to kick long, and he does. Not a bad kick either. Just misses to the left and through for one behind to the Adelaide side. So 12-10 plays 14-12. Now they've still got some chance, Adelaide. They just haven't been able to kick a succession of goals, whereas Fitzroy, every time Adelaide have got one, they've come back and kicked a goal in response very, very quickly. The ball now up towards half forward. Roos marks in front of Smith.
Good running from Roos, coming down from centre half back.
Roos now into the pocket. Lynch. Patterson holding on. Lynch does well. Ball left behind by all players. Bickley at the bottom of the pack. Wheeldon, handball to no one in particular. Overrunning it there was Lyon. Jarman still in there. Well done, Andrew Jarman. Away to Marshall. Marshall's kick. Brown and Elliott. Well done, Elliott. Kept his eye right on the ball and thumped it over for a boundary throw-in.
Well, that was David Marshall's 5th kick for the game, and really he's been very quiet. Michael Gale has dominated the wing closest to the TV cameras.
Jarman injured too. Looks in a bit of bother behind play. As we come back to this throw-in, Smith taps the ball down. Doesn't find a teammate initially. Gale is there, applies a good shepherd for Blakey. Blakey looks for someone down the ground to give it to. Marking contest, and then really in the end it was no contest because Caven had front position, did well. Sticky fingers, kicks high towards full forward. Ben Hart did well with the quick Osborne. He goes out of bounds, so does the ball as he tried to dispose of Big Wren.
And why wasn't Ben Hart allowed to run all the way through there? That's the old rule in footy, isn't it?
Yes.
Wren goes in and shepherds and lets the man come clear.
Yeah, Wren took the players' run there.
Marshall to Liptak for the Crows. They've still got time to get a goal before three-quarter time if they're good enough. Up to the edge of the square, McGuinness held out of the contest. McCormack playing a magnificent game. Roos back to Elliott. Much improved player this year, Elliott. Not much of him, but he reads the play well. Tregenza goes down with a high one, was it? So too does Caven. And it's Lyon that's down. Just looking through the glasses. Jarman is too slow. It's holding the ball, and the free kick will go to Baldwin. Baldwin with the free, gets play moving quickly. Wren over the top, tried to take the speck, he couldn't do so. There's the siren for three-quarter time, and we've got a real ball game going into the final quarter as we check the scores. Fitzroy leading 14-12, 96 to 12-10, 82.
I guess that's the way it goes in the AFL these days.
So the final quarter just about to start. At Princes Park, 14 points the difference. As we begin the final term, the Lions in the lead. They led by 18 points at the main change. And out of the centre, McCormack, who really has been a lion today. Osborne kicks right on the boundary line. Centering kick, didn't have a ping at the sticks. Guard, can he kick it off the ground? He can't. Lee will get there first. Shovels out a long hand pass. Bickley, under plenty of pressure, gets taken, but taken high. Still gives the hand pass away. Plenty of Fitzroy jumpers are there. Abbott gives it over to Broderick. Broderick snapshot, looks good, and he's got the goal. So Broderick getting his second and just the start that Robert Shaw would have wanted. 15-12 to 12-10.
Well, 30 possessions for young Broderick, and done an excellent job in restricting one of Adelaide's strengths, Jarman, to a fairly ordinary game. And that goal, well, it hasn't sewn up this game, but certainly it has put Fitzroy in the right frame of mind to go on to a win.
Well, it's made it very difficult, hasn't it, now for Adelaide? They trail by 20 points. They really needed to get the first goal. Broderick nearly takes it away again. Jarman following. Broderick trying to get the hand pass out. Gale goes to Elliott, and Elliott does it pretty well for a youngster. Kicks it towards centre-half forward, and a Fitzroy mark was taken by Wheeldon.
Haven't seen much of him, Robbo.
And we just made that comment, didn't we, Peter, that Darren Wheeldon has had a very, very quiet day.
There's only 6 kicks for Darren Wheeldon. We come to expect more. He's an exciting player that can do the miraculous, but just doesn't do enough of the ordinary things to make him a true consistent player.
Well, he's got the footy within 50 metres, gets underneath it a little bit and hooks it away to the left and kicks it out of bounds on the full. So the free kick will be taken back there for Adelaide by Hart. He quickly kicks it in where Maynard marks at half-back.
Maynard, right on the boundary line at the right half-back flank, kicks it to centre wing, off the hands of Smith, and it will beat Liptak over the boundary line for a throw-in, some 30 metres further downfield. 15-12 to 12-10, the scoreboard, 102 to 82, 20 points the difference in favour of Fitzroy. Smith up high again, and this time gains about 5 metres.
Well, one little point about the Fitzroy side is their camaraderie must be good, because I think they'd socialise together. There's only 3 of the whole side married. So it really is a team of bachelors.
I don't know what that tells us.
I think they're out of the town a little bit together, and the way they're going, that's where they're headed tonight.
Bickley headed over the boundary line. Gale went through pretty quickly. He crossed it, the ball didn't. It's still in play now. It is in front of the trainer's bunker out there next to Paul Abbott. And once more a boundary throw in right on 50. Fitzroy can get another goal here. It's going to make it difficult for Adelaide. Abbott and Ingerson. Jarman dispossessed. A quick kick comes out of the pack. Hart at the back, doesn't get a favourable bounce. Wiedemann, will he track it through? And another behind rush to Fitzroy to make the difference, 21 points. That's how the game started, with a lot of pushing and shoving.
Yes, well, when Wiedemann went to ground, he copped the boot in the head from a Fitzroy player, and that was the cause of his anger.
Patterson takes the mark at centre half back, or perhaps a little bit short of that position. Patterson again going to the outer side of the ground. Roos at the back. Likewise Jarman, who breaks clear. Brown running with him. Blakey almost. Liptak. And out of bounds right on 50, boundary throw.
And I think they've summed that up pretty well, Gerard, too. Liptak, one of the playmakers, and John Blakey's picked him up and shut him out pretty well.
Yes, he's one of their better shadows, Fitzroy. I look a lot across the ground, I'm just wondering where the Crows are going to get the spark from. There doesn't appear to be any ignition.
No, they need McGuinness or Tregenza or McDermott, someone like that, to try and get 1 or 2 quick goals. The way they're going at the moment, it's a real struggle. That ball was out of bounds before the player kicked it. So we've got to come back to that area for a boundary throw-in. 15-13 plays 12-10. So Fitzroy lead by 21 points. Adelaide will have to kick 4 goals and keep the Lions goalless. That kick in has been marked by Seacamp in front of Wren. He plays on quickly and kicks it wide. It's good too. Paxman's made good position running away from Hodges.
They're beginning to get good understanding between themselves. Young Paxman and Seacamp, a draft recruit, both tallish players, and teaming well on Fitzroy's back line.
Good kick by Paxman. Oh, was that a free kick? He put his hands right in the middle of the player's back.
Yeah, but if you
get up there,
you've got to pay them, I reckon. Similar to Warwick Cappers on Langford in that semi-final. That was a sensational, Brad.
It's been paid. Wiedemann kicks it into the forward line, and a good mark taken back there by Morris.
Well, that was mark of the day, wasn't it?
Well, it was a leap from nowhere. Real jack in the box.
Guard in front. Wiedemann behind. Wielded. Quick hand pass. A bolo knock-on. Comes down to McDermott. It was from Baldwin. Up towards the 50-metre line. Smith in front. Roos behind. Elliott. Over to McCormack. Close to best on the ground in my book. He's had a tremendous game. Gale gives it back to him. So he bothers the statistician twice. Kick down to Osborne. Hart again. There with him. Osborne from the boundary line. Kicked one earlier in the second quarter. Not this time. And it will be brought back.
Well, I'm surprised that Graham Corns hasn't done a civil. I'll get back to that after we have a look at this replay here. Wiedemann, well, he did put that
free kick.
Well, I disagree with that because
gee whiz,
he didn't
the
push
only
him
one
in the
who
back.
makes that decision.
He didn't push him in the back.
You can't do that.
Can't do what?
Put your hands in the middle of someone's back or on their shoulders to get projection in the air to mark the ball.
At the bar afterwards, gentlemen, this is Gale. And the ball rushed through, or knocked through, if you like, by Wren for one behind.
Well, I think there is an unwritten law in football, Robbo, that if you take the grab, you get the benefit of the doubt.
And I'll bet you Brucey's has that on What's Your Decision tomorrow morning on Sports World.
You're dead right.
Ben Hart will kick in. Yes, it'll have him talking for a while. He did touch him on the shoulder, and again, he did take the mark.
He got a nosebleed, he was up that high.
You never took them. You got vertigo when you put on a thick pair of socks, don't you? Really? Maynard to Marshall. Marshall at midfield, goes straight down the ground. The Crows realising they must get some goals quickly, and the mark has been taken at centre-half forward by Liptak.
No, it's Ingerson, I think.
It is. Yes, you're right, Ingerson.
And a bad mistake there, Gerard. I think he must be told, don't turn your back on the play. Smith had made position.
An opportunity down forward with Smith left alone.
Good mark.
He has to kick the goal now to make amends.
48 metres out. Looks pretty good. He's got the goal. Ingerson brings the Crows a little bit closer, and just what they wanted. 15-14 to 13-10.
Yes, well, that goal was born on the half-back line. Here we see Maynard whipping it out to Marshall, who has been very quiet today. Good strong mark in the hands out in front. That's his strength. And kicks a goal.
Ingerson's first goal, 15-14 to 13-10. Back into the centre. Ball spills free. Comes Fitzroy's way up towards half-forward. Guard. Tackled by Wiedemann. Umpire gives nothing for that. McGuinness tries to break the tackle and break clear. McDermott, was he taken high by Weldon? I would think so. Free kick to the Crows.
Well, the point I was about to make before I was rudely interrupted by that terrific mark from Wiedemann was that I believe that they should put their match winner in McGuinness onto McCormack, because McCormack is being very dangerous. McGuinness himself is being kept out of it. And they've done that move well on Greg Williams for the Swans at previous times. And I think that is the move that could pay off for the Crows.
55 metres from the Adelaide goal, boundary throw in. Abbott from behind, in front Smith. Jarman. Smith, well done, no. Handball was blocked. McCormack, that could be nearly a free kick. It was just a little too enthusiastic there by Darren Smith. And a free kick will go to McCormack in the back pocket.
But really, that's what they need, the Crows, a bit of enthusiasm at the ball. They're still in this game. It's certainly able to be won from here.
Not too late, you think?
Oh, no, not at all, with 20 minutes to go.
Marshall, wind, still hard up against the boundary line, and it's forced over for a boundary throw in. About 2.5 kicks from the Adelaide goal. They trail by 16 points, 104 plays 88. They need to kick 3 and keep the Lions goalless. McDermott caught. Wind, Jarman, must lift. Kick towards centre-half forward. Roos!
Yes.
Oh, gee, the Fitzroy supporters love Paul Roos. A great stalwart across that half-back line. He kicks it wide, and Paxman has marked it half-back.
Gives away the hand pass. Got his teammate down there under plenty of pressure. That was Seacamp, but they'll get away with this. Mark is taken by Baldwin. On to Broderick. He's played a more than serviceable game. Oh, Patterson could have given away a free kick there.
Yeah, it wasn't right.
Wren lumbers down midfield. Smith the target in front. Got a hand to it, couldn't take it. 2-on-1 in favour of Fitzroy. Blakey comes out with the football, gives the hand pass to Roos. That'll lose him no points. On to Broderick. Another possession, he's doing well. Ben Hart leads in the race, shoots out the hand pass, and the Crows are going to come away with this. Tregenza, long kick inside 50. Smith behind Paxman, couldn't take the mark. Blakey and Jarman tangle. Jarman taps the ball out. Morrish caught, drops it. Play on. Bickley, not Bickley. It
Liptak.
Comes out to Liptak, and that's a minor score.
Well, often you find when a side is in control for most of the day, as we see Fitzroy, but fail to put the nail in the coffin, that the underdog gets a sniff with about 10 or 15 minutes to go and can come home with a wet sail. And I just get the feeling that that's what's happening with the Crows at present.
Elliott takes the mark, and that's what happened last week too, Gerard. If we go back 7 days. Broderick again playing a great last quarter. Broderick from his own defensive 50-metre line, marking contest out there on the outer side. Gale snares it beautifully, ground pretty soft, back to Wine. Kicks from a standing start up towards half forward. Maynard got a hand to it, couldn't take it. Lynch, snapshot, looks good, and Lynch has got his second. Alistair Lynch moved to the forward line after injury, kicks Fitzroy's 16th. 16-14 to 13-11.
Well, he has been very handy when he came back onto the ground, initially off with what we believe is a knee injury, but on that occasion picks up the ball, spins around, kicks an excellent goal. So we can worry about his injury in the change rooms after the game.
Well, it may have ruined Adelaide's chances, even though we've got nearly 15 minutes left. They now need to kick 4 goals to nothing. McGuinness, tackled by Broderick. Desperate stuff by Lyon. Controls the footy. Handballs it back. Wine dispossessed. Wiedemann. McDermott
on for Hodges.
Tregenza running up the wing. Kicks it towards centre half forward. Out in front of Modra. Here's Liptak. Good shepherd, Modra. Liptak's kick. Effective. Brown marks 40 metres from goal. It may have just touched the grass, but the umpire has awarded the mark to Brown. I mentioned earlier that he's quite a nice kick, David Brown. He's kicked 3 goals, so he's 4th. Could be a vital kick. It's
Excellent.
Not bad, it's a goal. 4 goals to David Brown, and Adelaide just clinging in there, 14-11 to 16-14. They trail by 15 points.
Yes, it was a good interception from Wayne Wiedemann on half-back, which turned that ball over. Good roving from Liptak once again. Pinpoints the pass. Well, I couldn't still quite make out whether that ball hit the ground. Nevertheless, the ball back in the centre and a good goal to the Crows.
Brown's 4th goal, 110 to 95, so Adelaide still in with a chance. And plenty of time if they're good enough to steal this match. McCormack to Blakey. Kicks the ball across his body, high. At the back, Osborne. What's he doing up there? Long way from goal. Won't score with this kick. Can you lip read? You'd have to be too smart to pick that up.
He wouldn't look out of place in a Viking ship, Wiedemann.
Anyway, Osborne taking plenty of time here. Roos makes the lead, takes the mark, and now the ball's being brought back.
And still Darren Smith 50 metres behind at centre half forward. He finally wakes up and says he's even pointing to Wiedemann to go and pick up his man.
And he takes the mark, or stands the mark. So a bit of pantomime there.
And also poor play.
And wasting time for Fitzroy, which is good.
Woo. Spiral punt kick from Osborne into the goal square. Mark the Roos. And an Academy Award performance as well. I think that's a 50-metre penalty, folks, but it's not going to make much difference in the wash-up.
Well, Darren Smith can hang his head in shame there because he was 50 metres behind. He still, even when he was given the time, didn't take the responsibility on himself to go and pick up his man. And it's his responsibility for this goal to Fitzroy.
He can't get another 50-metre penalty.
He keeps on getting a kick until he goes back on the mark.
It's a goal. Roos is second, and Scott Lee wanting to get the last word, but I don't think he will with the umpire. 17-14, Fitzroy's total, and the Crows 14-11. Here's the mark again. Great grab.
Yeah, good body work from Paul Roos. Uses the arms to push away the opponents. Takes an easy chest mark. And there's the 50-metre mark from Jarman. A little bit soft. An Academy Award for Paul Roos.
Ridiculous stuff.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I agree with you.
12 and a half minutes left, 116 now to 95. Roos' second goal. The task becoming more difficult all the time for Adelaide. Baldwin kicks across his body back towards the edge of the square, and a good mark taken by Wiedemann, who still wants to go on with it.
Well, he's a fighter, Wiedemann. He still thinks the Crows are a chance.
Oh, I think they are too, but it's going to be pretty difficult. That's going to be a free kick, and it will be taken by Wren.
Wren is right in the centre of the ground. 17-14, plays 14-11. You haven't got much time to waste there. Sean, move it quickly. Eventually he goes with the long kick towards full forward. No mark taken. Ball at the back. Seacamp. Well done. I tell you what, I think he is a very composed player, Marcus Seacamp, and he'll be an asset for Fitzroy over the season. Wren marks in the centre. Handball over the top. Wiedemann. Any space? No. Well tackled. Ball spills free. Guard. Kicks into the forward line. Fitzroy mark taken by Lynch. And you had no hope there, Patterson. It was a quick rebound.
Well, it's the tackling that have won Fitzroy this game, if in fact they go on and do that. There it is, a great tackle there from Darren Wheeldon, dispossesses Wiedemann, and a magnificent kick and mark from Lynch.
Lynch, still favouring that leg, hooks the kick. Jarman bumped off it by Gerard. Gerard goes after it. Hart the tackler. Chance for Maynard. Desperate stuff in the back pocket there for Adelaide. McGuinness is in the action. The umpire calls for a bounce.
We see a little bit of desperation here from the Crows players, but it's a little bit late. The situation's desperate. It should have happened a good couple of quarters ago.
Abbott. Lyon. Chance for Osborne. He's kicked another one. Richard Osborne has now kicked 5, and Fitzroy will get the points here at Princes Park. 18-14, they lead Adelaide 14-11.
Well, 5 goals to Richard Osborne. He has signalled that he is back in town this season. Relieved of the captaincy over summer. An excellent snapshot under pressure. Once again, Fitzroy taking the ball away from a throw-in.
So Richard Osborne has 5 goals, 3, 10 and a half minutes left in the match. Pretty difficult for the Crows now. Jarman applies a tackle on Wheeldon. Lyon. Wheeldon does the shepherding. McCormack. Big pack of players down there. Lynch got pretty high. Maynard. Thought about giving it to Patterson. Wasn't the best of hand passes. On to McGuinness. Wide to the outer side. Out of bounds on the full. And maybe that sums up the Crows' fortunes, at least in this quarter, maybe for the day. Wheeldon to take the free kick. Kicks into the man on the mark. Well, he has had a pretty ordinary day. Marshall. He's the man he kicked into. No one can take it. Roos. McGuinness knocks the ball over the boundary line. The crowd says deliberate. The game umpire to pay that.
Fitzroy have moved all their big guns up into the square now. Osborne, Lynch and Paul Roos.
Wren. Over the top was Lyon. Ball scooped back to Gerard. That came from Lynch.
That was just a tap.
Out of bounds on the full.
That's a free kick.
He's playing the throw, but the umpires, they get one thing in there, a bee in their bonnet.
They've lost control there. They've kicked it away from the behind post and he's let it go.
Libtack kicks up towards midfield. And McCormack again. What a game he's played. Osborne Beautifully delivered. And of course, when you get kicks, it's what you do with them too that helps. Broderick. And you've probably got Fitzroy's 3 best players in that little passage of play. Would you care to agree with that, Robbo?
I think I'd give Baldwin a big rap, Peter.
Yes,
I think he's been terrific on Tregenza. He's made Simon Tregenza a less effective player, and he really is a playmaker for Adelaide.
And he's got a lot of possessions
himself, hasn't he?
25. I don't think Tregenza's had much influence on this game at all today.
Broderick. He's kicked 2 goals, 1 so far. Should be able to add to that tally. He likes it. He's kicked 3 goals, 1. So that will make the game safe for Fitzroy. 19-14, 128 to 14-11, 95.
They've got something to shout about, Gerard. Fitzroy, haven't they? They've shown a bit.
Yes, well, they were almost extinct last year, saved by the Tin Rattlers, and now they're back in business. They certainly do look the goods. 2 wins, a surprise loss last week, a good performance in the Foster's Cup, and plenty to look forward to.
Well, now I think it's important that Adelaide show a lot of character and fight this game right out to the finish. They trail by 33 points at the moment, and the ball is on centre wing, kicked off the ground by McCormack. Good little kick by Baldwin, and it's marked by Gerard. Gerard's kick towards right half forward. No mark taken. Caven, good contesting with Maynard. Back there, Bickley. Jarman. In turn, Tregenza. Under a little bit of pressure at half back. He kicks it towards centre wing, where John Blakey doesn't show much interest in it. And it rolls over for a boundary throw-in, right on centre wing. 19-14, 14-11. So the result certainly will go in Fitzroy's favour. We only have to determine the margin. Wren, Jarman, can't get it out. Baldwin, well done. He's an improved player. Goes after it again. Just a bit fortunate, kicked it to his own advantage and then thumps it towards centre half forward. No mark taken back there. Lyon looking for it. Patterson's hand pass too severe. Ben Hart may get worried out of it. No, he won't. Well done, youngster, fighting on and making it very difficult back there. And at least holds Fitzroy up for the moment as Patterson gets into sort a few of the Fitzroy boys out. Give his young teammate a bit of a clear path. Umpire Carlin will bounce.
Missed down there, Robbo, isn't he? Smart.
Smart, my word.
I think Graham Corns would love to have him back. Gale. McDermott. Worried out of it is Maynard. Jarman's turn. He gives it away to McGuinness. As Jarman goes down after a clash with McCormack. Mark on centre wing taken by Smith. Little chip pass. And Maynard was just about off. Morris has got hold of him. Back to McGuinness. And his left foot long. Seacap nearly pushed his opponent down there. Ingersoll in the back. Elliott. Abbott and Hart. And Abbott goes for the boundary line with the educated kick. Which has in this day and age become an art form.
Yeah, I don't think there was too much drama by Paul Abbott there. He had everything under control.
Well, this result really does reignite the demons for the Crows playing away. They've only won 4 games away from Football Park in Adelaide in their brief history.
2 of those have been here too, actually.
Yes, one at the SCG and one at the MCG. So they haven't got much to look forward to away from their home turf.
McCormack to Lyon. Lyon marking right on 50, gets underneath the ball quite a bit, so doesn't get too much distance with it. And the mark is taken down there by Patterson, who was off. He's caught by Osborne. McDermott around Caven. He looked for someone, short chip pass out to Darryl Hart, who missed what he certainly should have taken. Couldn't have paid that mark, surely. Tregenza makes amends after the error there. Ball spills free. Brown had it and lost it. Blakey gets it out to guard. The trainer was almost in the way there. Wind. He's played a pretty good game today. Tried to find McCormack, one of Fitzroy's best certainly. Wind off the ground. Now he'll chase up his own footwork. And the ball over the boundary line, which he won't be entirely unhappy about.
Yes, well, McCormack hanging the arms there. Those big thighs of his have travelled over 20 kilometres today, I'd imagine. He's been best on the ground. He set up this win for Fitzroy with his control of the centre, particularly takeaways. And here's another player who's helped dominate the centre on the wing.
Gale, long kick, carries half forward. Bounce is a little awkward, but it's okay for the Crows. Getting back was Hart. Wren. Short kick, McDermott. Just going through the motions now. Marshall. A kick in towards full forward, and a good mark in front of his face taken there by Modra.
He shows a lot of promise, young Modra. Can lead well and strong hands out in front. Often distinguishes good players from inconsistent ones, those who can mark the ball with one grab out in front of their eyes. He sets up a shot at goal.
Modra from 40 metres. Not a bad kick. It's very close. It hits the post. So 1-3 to Anthony Modra. A little bit stiff in his debut in the day season anyway, having played a couple of Foster's Cup matches. 3 goals won and certainly look a little bit better.
I think we're going to see a lot more of him though, Robbo.
Yes, I don't quite know whether he's big enough in physique to play full forward, but
very similar to Jamison in the way he plays as a forward pocket.
McCormack, Gale, pretty confident. Michael Gale doesn't mind having a go with the footy. Baldwin, sweeping, was too far there for Wheeldon. Maynard, little sloppy. Wiedemann, forced to kick quickly. Just slews off the side of his boot. It may sit for Daryl Hart. No, it's an awkward bounce, and it does sit for Elliott. Elliott's kick is brilliant. It hits Guard on the chest. Guard. That's not bad either. Lynch marks well out in front.
Well, he's regarded as one of the best full-backs in the AFL, but the way he's led, particularly here as we see on screen, from the goal square to the 40-metre mark.
He's moving all right, isn't he?
It really does show that he could play at either end of the ground, and with Seacamp and Paxman doing well, it could release him to do that job.
So Lynch from 35 metres out, directly in front, misses to the right. 2 goals, 1 to Alistair Lynch.
Goal umpire always gets a grin on his face when he gives the decision.
Well, it is a form of entertainment, isn't it? Hart kicks in, and it's marked by McDermott.
I'm not so sure Graham Corns would be that enthused.
No, you're probably right there. Hart. So almost heart to heart. Oh, the fire was Ruse. Went for the big speck. He didn't come down with it. And off the ground, Wine. Brown, who's kicked 4 goals. McCormack takes him on. Lyon, excellent hip and shoulder. And it's a Fitzroy ball.
I think that's a free kick to McGuinness.
Good mark, Osborne. Why was that, Gerard?
Well, you've got to protect the player.
Yeah.
Going for the ball.
He picked him off, didn't he?
The Fitzroy guy came through, picked him off, was a charge. In fact, if he had have gone down and been concussed, we would have seen a report on the video.
Osborne has kicked 5 goals, 3 for Fitzroy. A chance for one of his best bags for a while. 55 metres out, it's going to be touch and go. Off target. Not too much of a smile from the goal umpire that time, and only 1 behind. So 5 goals, 4 the tally for Richard Osman for the afternoon. There it is again. Well, yes, probably a little bit late from Lyon.
The Lion certainly didn't have any eyes for the ball. In fact, he could have picked the ball up in both hands, but elected to pick off Tony McGuinness, who's had pressure placed on him all day.
130 plays 96. Lee, after a stuttering start. Caven knocks it away from Wren. Jarman is there. Wiedemann. Maynard. Maynard from a standing start up towards midfield. No one can take the grab.
Great ball control.
Shoveled out. Ruse. Played a magnificent game, hasn't he? Both of those players have. And
so
this is Hart again. Yep. Good prospect. Did a good job last week on Djakovic, we noticed. And he's learning the game all the time, and he's going to obviously get a lot better as the season progresses.
That was a throw.
Lyon out to Morrish. Onto Wine. Players really just going through the motions. Fitzroy look a little bit the fresher. Jarman marks on right centre wing.
And a quick kick by Andrew Jarman was talented stuff. Brown away to Tregenza. Tregenza's high kick towards full forward doesn't really give the key forwards much opportunity. And Morrish is caught, could have nearly been penalised. Elliott in trouble. Tackled by Ingerson, and the umpire will call for a bounce.
Andrew Jarman will get better for this run. He's missed a lot of the pre-season with an injury to his hand. As we see a bit of a scuffle there, well and truly too late. The umpire does the right thing and gets on with play.
At the back, Smith. Handballs away, McGuinness. Quick shot for goal by Tony McGuinness. and it slews off the side of his boot and through for one behind. So McGuinness has kicked 4 behinds for the afternoon, which is probably a little unusual by his standards. You'd probably expect him to have kicked at least 2 goals in this game. A kick in by Paxman goes out. Caven held by Brown, and Caven accentuating the fact he'll take the free kick at half-back for Fitzroy.
Well, Terry Wheeler had great delight in telling everybody that he'd exposed the Crows' Achilles heel. I wonder if it is the man-on-man work and applying more physical pressure.
McCormack, as the siren goes here at Princes Park, Roos can't take the mark on the bell, and the Lions have run out pretty convincing winners in the end. The final scores 19-16, 130 Fitzroy, defeating Adelaide 14-13, 97. So the Lions with another good final term. They kicked 5 goals 4 as against their opponents 2 goals 3. So it was 9 goals to 7 after half-time, as a couple of ice packs might be handy there in the room later. That's Matthew Dundas,
as he looks to have either a dislocated shoulder the way he's going, maybe an AC joint, collarbone, or even some ribs, Robbo.
Yeah, he did. I watched him come off the ground at three-quarter time. He was very, very ginger there when he came off the ground. But Adelaide, gee whiz, they've still got a little bit of improvement to do, haven't they? We saw them play against Fitzroy in the first match, and they were thrashed by the Bulldogs. They came over here last week and played quite well against the Demons.
Yeah, they fought it out well.
And, you know, you just wonder, Gerard, that if they could probably shut down 3 or 4 of their playmakers, they become an ordinary side.